We don't have to argue with anybody. We don't have to curse and go around acting bad with our words. We don't need any bricks and bottles. We don't need any Molotov cocktails. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country and say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. And we come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you are not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. And our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. And so as a result of this, we're asking you tonight to go out and tell your neighbors not to buy Coca-Cola in Memphis. Go by and tell them not to buy sealed pressed milk. Tell them not to buy what is the other bread? Wonder Bread. And what is the other bread come to Jesse? Tell them not to buy Hart's bread. As Jesse Jackson has said, up to now, only the garbage men have been feeling pain. Now we must kind of redistribute the pain. We are choosing these companies because they have been fair in their hiring policies. And we are choosing them because they can begin the process of saying they are going to support the needs and the rights of these men who are on strike. And then they can move on downtown and tell Mayor Loeb to do what is right. And not only that, we've got to strengthen black institutions. I call upon you to take your money out of the banks downtown and deposit your money in Tri-State Bank. We want a bank-in movement in Memphis. Go by the Savings and Loan Association. I'm not asking you something that we don't do ourselves in SCLC. Judge Hooks and others will tell you that.
So our people not only have to be re-educated to the importance of supporting black business, but the black man himself has to be made aware of the importance of going into business. And once you and I go into business, we own and operate at least the businesses in our community. What we will be doing is developing a situation wherein we will actually be able to create employment for the people in the community. And once you can create some employment in the community where you live, it will eliminate the necessity of you and me having to act ignorantly and disgracefully, boycotting and picketing some cracker someplace else, trying to beg him for a job. Anytime you have to rely upon your enemy for a job, you're in bad shape.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Yo, what up, Raw? What up, Raw? What up, Nama X? Hey, Raw, I told you, y'all is going to be the only ones that's not mad at me, Raw. You know what I'm saying? Everybody going to have their cape on. You know what I'm saying? But today, I was supposed to have, a serious conversation, but it got rescheduled for Monday, and it's gonna be a little bit earlier, like Monday at 6 o'clock. I'm not gonna have the Black History thing this weekend because I would need to be starting like, yesterday, and I didn't, so I'm not gonna have it on time. And I got an interview with the sister, who started her own business, and she's doing big things, and it's time that we have serious conversations, that we see Black people out here really doing business that's about Black people. You know what I'm saying? They're not just talking, because all of this stuff is just talking. And I think it's important to have conversations so we can learn lessons, you know what I'm saying? But it's also important to see actual things in motion. So, I'm gonna have that sister come through hopefully on Monday. So, that's probably gonna be the next time. And it was supposed to be today, but I'm glad we was able to do that. But yeah, definitely. The Black world. Yeah. And it's funny, Namur X, I was just having this conversation with a brother of mine earlier. But you know what? A lot of people, and I was gonna be petty today. I was, but I'm not though. But a lot of people was mad at me about this biracial thing. I ain't gonna say a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But I understand, there are a few people who was mad about that. And I guess if you listen to it, like, people keep saying like hate, 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 and all of this stuff, but no, like we got to get out of that mindset, because loving ourselves is not hate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. And I was gonna be petty today. And if you want to come on here and talk about it, you definitely welcome to come on here and talk about it, because I already had some stuff lined up and I still got it up. But I do think that right. It's just people got mad at me because of what I said. And I'm gonna say this, you know what I'm saying? I want to take this time out to apologize and say I'm sorry to everybody who, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to everybody, but biracials are not Black. What do you want me to do here? You know what I'm saying? And that's all I ever said, you know what I'm saying? And people take that pretty personally and pretty offensive. But you know what? I take it offensive too. You know what I'm saying? That people telling me I can't identify myself, say what I wanted. It's pretty much a slave mindset. And Ross, I know sometimes Raw get tired of like hearing it, but like Black people, we is in a pretty bad state. And that's why I'm going after stuff that we love, you know what I'm saying, so much that I feel it keeps us enslaved. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us do make excuses for these non-Black people. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bring that back up though, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't even get to finish what I was wanted to show the other day, but I'm not gonna go back into it. But I do had to say that, you know what I'm saying? Because people felt some type of way, but I'm sorry, it just is what it is. I didn't make it this way. If you wanted to be a different kind of way, then talk to the people who had kids with them. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me. But it's no way around it. And it doesn't have nothing to do with hate or any of that. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all got something to say about that, you know what I'm saying, you can feel free. But I do got to talk about something more positive, you know what I'm saying? Because I want us to have the right mindset. And the reason why I have these conversations is because, look, we don't have time to be worrying about any other group. We are all we got at the end of the day, and we don't even got each other. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? And it takes every single thing that we have, every single thing that we could do, even these conversations about like the way that economy, because we talking about doing business with ourselves. We talking about family structures, you know what I'm saying? And teaching, how business goes, and it's important, right? And one of the key things to that is not having a different person in that very household, you know what I'm saying? It kind of blocks the movement, you know what I'm saying? What up, brother Bakari? You know what I'm saying? My brother right there. And yeah, Bakari, I was saying, man, I was apologizing to everybody who felt some type of way, you know what I'm saying? I apologize that these people cannot be Black, my brother, you know what I'm saying? And I know that hurts people's feelings. So I'm sorry that y'all are hurt this way. I'm not saying y'all as in y'all. I'm just saying the people that feel that way, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that y'all, whoever feels that way, But And like I said, man, I was gonna be super petty, Bakari, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about something positive, but you definitely welcome to come on here because I'm not gonna be on here long today. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get off of here. But like I said, the sister was supposed to come on here and talk about business. But what I'm saying is, no matter what we build, right? If we don't even have the mindset of like, yo, we gotta focus on, our community, our group, ourselves, because every other group, and it doesn't matter what every other group does, but apparently that's the only way that you will understand. I don't care if no other group did it. I'll be like, yo, our group needs to do it. But if we're not doing things for the right mindset, you know what I'm saying, it's all for nothing. Like we have inventors, we've had all kinds of things, you know what I'm saying? We have people with money, you know what I'm saying, but they're not building black institutions. We have geniuses that are black people who are scientists, who are doctors, but they like, yo, don't call me a black doctor, call me a doctor. You know what I'm saying? We could say that, but we can only say that because we know that all the doctors are black, you know what I'm saying? But when we say that, we trying to be like, yo, I'm just as good as this other doctor. You know what I'm saying? So it's the mindset. No, the half Asians are black. You know what I'm saying? They call them black. What do you know? You know what I'm saying? And I was going to show something with Asians too, but that would have been something else. You know what I'm saying? There's only one group of people that allow, and it doesn't mean hate. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want y'all to understand, that it doesn't mean and that's the mindset. That's why I always be like, when people be like, well, not all black people is good and not all white people is bad. Yo, this is really talk coming out of self-hate. It may not seem like it, may not sound like it, but it really is. It's coming out of self-hate, because I'm not saying nothing negative about them when I'm saying positive about me. If I'm saying that it takes a black mother, right, especially like we as a community got to get educated, right? So if I say as a black mother and a black father, that's what it takes to have a black child. Now, what in that says that I hated anybody else? Even when I show other groups, I'm showing how they getting armed. Well, so maybe you should get armed, right? They study all kinds of fields so that they can prepare themselves. They study finance, right? It's not our government, it's their government. So they can have different conversations than we can have. But it don't have nothing to do with hating them to say that it takes two black parents to have a black child. Right? If it would be anything, I would hate everything that happened to us, but I hate more that we don't learn our lesson. Right? That's why I wanted to be petty and show some stuff, but I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to go above, you know what I'm saying, rise above that. But like I said, if you do have something to say about it, you are welcome to come on here. So let me do the right thing here and have this positive conversation, man. That's all I'm saying, man. This positive conversation starts from the grassroots of self-love in the first place, so we can understand we got to work with each other and not just be like, yo, they sent me out here to teach the, you know what I'm saying, knowledge and truth to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because like Get Out came on TV. I was like, first time I watched it, yo, that's the scariest movie probably I've ever seen. The movie Get Out is like one of the biggest horror shows I've ever seen. Yo, Buwana. No, I'm not. I'm telling you. See what the first thing Buwana said, talking about some hating. And this is the problem. I know y'all not, I know Buwana not serious, but what I'm saying is when people say that, they be like, yo, it's hate. Right? No, I'm like, yo, our culture needs to be protected. That don't mean I hate anybody. Because why didn't you bring up an Asian? Why didn't you say you hate Asians when I say, yeah, because you Asian can't do that either. Right? Yo, that was the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest horror movie. But, that's why I was saying, Buwana, Bukhari, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to defend y'all mulatto class, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing black people going to do, we're going to defend some non-black people, boy, I tell you. But we ain't going to throw each other under the bus. No, I ain't saying, I'm just, I'm teasing them but I know they're going to run from that conversation because, it's time to upgrade the teachings, man. So I'm trying to upgrade the teachings to black only. Nah, Bukhari about to go to bed, man. Bukhari tired, man. Yo, what's up, Consider Cheat? And that's why I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, it's time to take the higher road instead of being petty, you know what I'm saying, all the time. And I want to get us on the right mindset because, like I said, man, I'm gonna have a sister who got her own company coming through. I want her to, you know, she got a great story. I want everybody to see her story, you know. And we got to start understanding business and seeing people who's actually doing business, and you know, being able to talk to them, you know, and you know, questions and stuff like that. So, but so let me take the higher road here, you know what I'm saying? So let's go through some like black stuff, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, it's not just new stuff. You know, a black man had his own car company 100 years ago, you know what I'm saying? There's a sister named Katrina.
First African American to own and operate a car manufacturing business. Not new for Mr. Patterson was being a noteworthy first. While a student at Ohio State University, he became the first African American to play on the school's football team. After college, he returned to Greenfield, Ohio in the late 1800s and joined his father in the family-owned horse-drawn carriage business, which later became C.R. Patterson and Sons. When his father died in 1910, Mr. Patterson took over the business. An astute entrepreneur, he recognized that the new horseless carriages presented his company with a golden chance to expand. Seizing this opportunity, he converted his company in the early 1900s from producing horse-drawn carriages to manufacturing automobiles and made 150 cars. In 1915, he became known for his Greenfield Patterson automobile that he produced in two styles, each costing about $850. Those two styles competed with the popular Model T being manufactured by Henry Ford. Mr. Patterson's business became so profitable that he made an even larger expansion and shifted to making buses and trucks. With his eye on the future, he created a steady customer base by building strong relationships with numerous school districts.
Right. So I, you know, I thought that was interesting, and I guess I gotta not redo it. You know, I know a lot of people is mad, but talk about something positive. So let's just start at the beginning, I guess. You know what I'm saying, and go through it real quick. You know, so there's a black man 100 years ago with a car company. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuse why we can't do these kind of things today. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I want us to know, that there is a wider history to us. You know, and you don't necessarily need friends or whatever, but it's a wider history. And until you get control of your institutions, where you're teaching the things that you really need to know in the institutions, because nobody's going to do it until you do it, right? And it's you can't like lighten up the race and it save you none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so why black owned businesses in South Carolina start disappearing
of African American families. The anguish stemming from the non-existence of black businesses
I don't know, Buwana. He probably sold it.
that once lined the streets of downtown. Former city council member Sandra Oburo-Kume.
I know our community thrived and we flourished in this area.
The district was established in 1908. By the early 50s, hundreds of black entrepreneurs had storefronts offering services for anything you could think of.
Pawn shop, notary public, dentist, you know, of course, beauty.
And I can't even find a black dentist right now. Anything you can think of.
Notary public, dentist, you know, of course, beauty shop. That was my grandmother, Friendly Beauty Shop.
Then urban renewal happened. In the 60s and 70s, the federal government gave these businesses money to relocate. Storefronts were then torn down in an effort to beautify urban areas.
They just disrupted everything.
Every single one of Rock Hill's black businesses were affected. Unable to thrive after relocation, they closed their doors forever.
There are people who were here in the midst of this who are still dealing with some of the hurt.
In 2015, the city took steps to move forward. They built this monument to pay tribute to the hundreds of black.
All right, because they got all this music over it. But we already know what happened, and we start losing our business, and we start losing our minds. You know what I'm saying? And we allow other people to teach us, and we became workers, and now we don't have anything that you can think of. We used to have everything that you can think of. Now like, I'm not gonna say we don't have anything, and that's the point that we talking about this, but we don't have the things that we're supposed to have. He sold the business. See, I thought so. I'm pretty sure he sold it, because that's what we do. We don't think that's the part of the education stuff. That's why I think that Black history is important, because we don't know. We are sitting here going backwards, like denying, taking away people from history, right? That have meant something, that is crazy, because people like throughout history have created gods to like represent them, and the people that actually existed that fought for us to be here, we take them out of business. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's whatever on words, but we literally was like, I'm not gonna say all people, because it was a deception. I think that integration was a move by them, not necessarily Black people, because we know who controlled the NAACP. But once that integration stuff, like a lot of people sold the businesses, but even before then, a lot of Black inventors sold the businesses. So like, no matter how much science and no much how much finance we know, no much how much politics that we know, if we don't know that we have to do it for ourselves, you know what I'm saying? We doing it for everybody else, like we continue to do. And maybe this is the lesson that we're supposed to learn, but so okay, I'll keep going then. And like I said, man, y'all can come on here. All right, so let's play this.
Working hard and driving growth until a community was formed.
That history often marred by tales of potential business, men and women never given the opportunity to succeed. KTAB's Noel McKinney gives us a lesson on Black and minority-owned businesses in Abilene. Tonight's Eye on Black History.
Sometimes you drive around the city and you see homes and you wonder, who lives in that home? How did they get there?
Diving into the past, we find stories of men and women who built their community up, but just as many stories of young aspiring entrepreneurs passed over by the cultural ideals of their time and the color of their skin.
I came to Abilene in 1972.
Floyd Miller was the first person of color in the nation hired by an Eli Lilly company here in Abilene, though that title might have escaped him had circumstance been different.
It wasn't that men and women for me could not have done that. It was just that they never had an opportunity.
Out of necessity for representation, the Abilene Black Chamber of Commerce formed in 1975. Miller saying at the time,
the Abilene Chamber of Commerce.
Now, let me say this, because when you look at it and you look at the Birmingham bus boycott and what was it? The Children's Crusade. Do you know how much damage they did if only their mission was to create a sustaining system for themselves? They created the system, but the goal, I guess, was for integration, was just to hurt the bus company. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's not about hate. It's not about trying to hurt the bus company. It's about building the Black bus company for ourselves, so we don't have to worry about what the white bus company does. Now, I know for me personally, I will admit, I would be like, ha, 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 when they fall. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the goal. The goal is not to be like, oh, they failed. The goal is for us to have this Black owned company, not people of color, not minority, not a white mom come into the door and run this business. You know what I'm saying? None of that kind of stuff. But a Black owned business, and that's the purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's not about hating nobody. It's about wanting our businesses thriving, because we want to control our industry and we want to control all of the things, especially our children's mind, the jobs that our children get, and everything that comes with it,
Commerce was not really a friendly place.
John McCowan, Thomas Mays, and Robert English starting the chamber to open those doors for people of color and start their snowball of wealth that had already been rolling for others for hundreds of years.
To leave a name behind, to leave something behind that will outlive you and be passed down through generations and generations.
Andre Gwynn Sr. is on the Abilene Black Chamber today. He says 43 years later, their mission has not changed.
Representation for the minority community is what we fight for to this very day in the city of Abilene.
And while thankfully some things are different,
The Abilene Chamber of Commerce and Abilene Black Chamber of Commerce have a great working relationship.
the fight is no less necessary. Former chamber member John Thomas saying in 1975, quote, "There are qualified blacks in the community, but they are lacking in areas of finance, support, and recognition, and the opportunity to achieve. The opportunity has always been there. We just have not been allowed the privilege to enjoy it," end quote.
I think it was Dr. King who said it's an insult to ask a bootless man to pull himself up by his bootstraps.
And so, boot by boot, the dream and the fight continue. For
Now the thing is, right? You going? Hold on. Let me see what y'all say. Yeah, he said nobody supported him. Like, yeah, we don't really, and that's, I mean, we still see the same issues to this day. You know what I'm saying, with the supporting each other. He was thinking for the short term. I mean, yeah, but you know, yeah, I feel you, Nama. He calling him Dr. Anderson. But yeah, man, and the thing is, yo, like when you're talking about they won't allow me to do this, they won't allow me to do this, you know, then they could have been like, well, 50 years ago, but now we're like 80 years ago, right? And we're still having the same conversation since then. And there have been countless moves. So your enemy does think 3-4 steps ahead. It's like we going to the party to laugh and play while they're setting up this whole thing at you at the, like, waiting for you to come to the party so they can set you up and take everything, right? And we still have not learned that from all of these years, you know what I'm saying? And there's too many weaknesses that we have, and we still talking about you will now allow us. Nobody cannot allow you to make your own stuff, you know what I'm saying? The whole point was they got rich because it was a need in the black community, and when you look around the black community, it's still all of these needs in our community, right? It's just our mindset is real people of colorish right now, you know what I'm saying?
For Big Country homepage.
But all right, all right, so yeah, these brothers, I'm gonna show some businesses here. These brothers got a business that's connecting consumers to black-owned businesses, you know what I'm saying? I would just watch some of this. I don't know how official they is, but you know, shouts out to these brothers here.
Black brands and products that you will grow to know and love. And already, guys, like just catching up with you, learning about like the background. You guys went to Mail together, and now you're doing business together. I mean, tell me a little bit more about, you know, why you wanted to get into business together, especially this kind of business.
Yeah, so we met each other first day in high school. Didn't like each other, I don't think. Somehow through that grew and became, you know, my right-hand man here. 2020 is kind of the start of our business and this story for Black Business Boxes. Obviously, we live in Louisville. The whole Breonna Taylor and all the protesting that was going on was dangerous. And I think that's something that we realized quickly, that protesting and being out in the streets and wanting to make that change is important, but it's dangerous. People are getting arrested and tear gassed and pepper sprayed, and there has to be another way to kind of go about bringing change and a form of protest.
Right.
So we, went to the drawing board, brainstormed, and figured out that the real way to bring change is kind of through economic empowerment. And to do that, we have to get people's businesses in front of people and their products in people's hands. How do we do that? Let's just take away all the middle process of you having to find the business and screen it and order it and wait for it to come. We'll do all that work for you.
Now, let me say this, right? Because you got to be careful with this. And I'm not saying their company, but I'm saying that there's like apps and stuff that be like black-owned businesses, but they really not black-owned businesses. Like I seen like white people on there. It's like a lot of people of color stuff going on these apps, There could be like, shouts out to my sister Blue said it a while ago, like the Black Directory, where we have this thing but it's hard to get us together, you know what I'm saying? Because that was the purpose, not to make somebody into the group, you know what I'm saying? It's to bring all of these groups together so we can have it in one place, and then have, especially like create a site where you can make it really accessible, you know what I'm saying? I guess I could have did a lot better, and I guess I could still try to do a lot better and do that. But you do have to be careful with a lot of these sites because there's a lot of people of color, like white-owned businesses and all of this stuff that they put on there. They just put black-owned, you know, or whatever, or minority-owned.
Put all these great products from different black-owned businesses in a box. You
Literally
just go to
into
our
a
site.
box. In a minute that I heard the story idea, I thought of Instagram immediately, right? How easy is it? We've seen people online unboxing the boxes, and to bring a product.
Yo, I feel you. Oh, yo, what up? What up? What up? You got ripped off. I feel you, Buwana, but that's why we gonna have like the sister come on to talk about like partnerships and like what that really means. It's not like giving your stuff up, you know what I'm saying? It's working together, you know what I'm saying? It's like partnering what you're doing with what I'm doing. It could be one for one event, or it could be for 1,000 events, or y'all could do a business together. It's just us coming together first, and that's not even to say only, right, when it comes to business, but you know, just black people realizing, you know, we all we got, right?
Directly to somebody's door that otherwise, I mean, I'm just thinking even from the business owner's perspective, that's an audience and income. Otherwise, it just kind of lifts up their business, Robbie.
Absolutely. And it kind of shines a light onto smaller businesses that wouldn't have had the opportunity to kind of work with larger groups
yeah, definitely, Bakari.
For crowds of people. And essentially that's what we're trying to do, show businesses that there are unique and creative ways to market and advertise themselves, and just kind of spread and share the love.
You know, we're watching some of the video of the boxes, somebody opening up the boxes. How do you select?
Yo, what's going on at 7, Buwana? Well, yeah, facts, Cassandra, you know, like, and that's what you understand, because like Cassandra can come on and break it down better than I ever could right now. Well, yeah. What's going on at 7, though, Buwana? You got a debate or something?
And go through, because I'm sure, especially after this too, like the number of people that are going to approach you and say, "Hey,
oh yeah, y'all putting together y'all sports show." Okay, that's what's up.
a product. Can you put me in your box? Can you put me in your box? How do you go about selecting the businesses to highlight within the box, and then make sure you're rotating fresh and new businesses all the time?
So the video that you guys were just watching was us packaging. We actually got an order from the Pac-12 conference.
So y'all gonna start doing it on Fridays at 7? That's what's up, yo. Let me know.
Which is crazy.
Okay.
We were actually packaging our bath and body boxes, so we kind of have a theme for our boxes. So this one was like shampoo, conditioner, soap, lotion, things that everybody uses in their, you know, daily life. And that's kind of one thing that we do want to focus on, is products that people will use, that we know have a wide use, because a lot of times we buy things out of just habit, you know.
All right, so okay, let's keep going. You right? It's still going. There's a lot of stuff, so I just wanted to show some positive stuff real quick.
Today marks the start of Black History Month, and Tacoma will begin their celebrations with their 4th annual Black.
You know, what I will say about Jack Johnson is, though, he did knock the people out. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no dispute. You know what I'm saying? He did actually win the fight. That's all I would say about Jack Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
Own Business Excellence Symposium. The goal is to continue building connections between Black-focused business groups and entrepreneurs. It's a hybrid event, so people can attend either in person or online. It includes panel discussions, workshops, networking, and business planning. And in Bremerton, a local historian is hosting an exhibit at the Kitsap History Museum called The State of the Union in Black and White.
Roosevelt Smith admits much of his display is offensive. The collection of Black Americana, often cruel reminder of slavery, racism, and
well, it's all good. You and Buwana accept his children anyway, so I don't know why y'all complaining.
The mistreatment of African Americans throughout American history. But Roosevelt hopes.
I shouldn't have said that. Bakari said he backstage. I don't see you, bro. All right, let me keep playing.
His exhibit can help start conversation.
All right, there you go. Yo, what up, Bakari?
What's going on?
Not much. What up, my brother?
No, nothing much, man. Not a damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do a sports show. You know what, Bawana? When I do the show, the first person we got to talk about, I'm gonna talk about the first black person to play Major League Baseball. I bet you can't nobody guess who it is.
Who is it?
Who y'all think it is? It's not him.
Yeah, it was in the 1800s.
Yeah, his name was Octavius, and I'm challenging y'all, and I can't even remember his last name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah, he played Octavius Cotto. Catto was the first black player to play Major League Baseball. Sure was. Well, what's up, everybody in the chat? How y'all doing? Hey man, I was listening to y'all show the other day, man. Y'all was too hard on Dwayne, man.
Oh Lord, here we go. So we got to get somebody to take up for the non-black person. Go ahead, Bakari. You stepped up
Y'all
to
was
the
too
plate
hard.
this time.
Y'all was too hard on Dwayne, man.
Listen, Bakari, let me apologize to you right now. I'm sorry.
You ain't got to apologize to me.
I'm sorry that mulatto people are not black, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I ain't talking about. I'm not even talking about him being black, man.
Well, that's all I said.
Y'all were too hard, man. Only thing he said was he know he mulatto, but he wanted to work with black folk.
I didn't say nothing was wrong with him. That's why I try to take it off of him. But you know, it is what it is, though, Bakari.
But I do understand the history of the mulatto. I understand why people would be cautious, but more people more cautious than me because I've been learned from a little child to learn how to I can smell that BS when it's coming. Look
I
at
don't know,
if you got ripped off. You got ripped off. Called first rifleman a gremlin.
But that's the thing. You ain't jump on him defending him. You jumped on him defending the non-black person. That's the thing. And they were sitting there agreeing with each other all night.
But this is the thing. Check it out, right? And I wish First Rifleman was on here because I said while he on here. See, the other dude admit that he's mixed, right? First Rifleman ain't mixed. He just now he just trying not to be. He just sound like he trying not to be. See, you can't defend that.
They was agreeing with a lot of stuff now.
Considering I already told First Rifleman, you just sound like one of the more racist white folks. Considering I already told him that before.
Yeah, but
Bakari,
go ahead. That's the thing, though. This is where your weaknesses lie at, though. You know what I'm saying? And then you allow other people to, you know what I'm saying, infiltrate your businesses, your homes, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, who his mom or father is, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this person, but I'm saying in general.
See, that's why I tell my grandkids right now, while they 2 and 4, I think that's their age. I got 2 mulatto grandchildren. I just go ahead and tell them now, y'all gonna catch it from both sides. The only ones that'll ever respect you and care anything about you is black. And remember this, and I've been telling them since they was little babies, white people ain't shit. Remember that, and you'll be okay. Hey, that's the best I can do. What's going on, Juan?
Hey, respect forecast, respect.
What up, Bawana?
Hey, Bakari, don't switch it, bro. You know what tonight, right? I was already prepared to do something on Jack Johnson. I thought you was ready to roll for tonight. But needless to say,
no, you know it was tonight. I didn't.
It's no worry.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry. We'll push it back to next week, Friday for 7. You know, but don't switch it though. Don't switch it, man, because I really wanted to go through the boxing scenario first, where we talk about the prominent black boxers, you know, whether it was from the United States or not. And then we could get into to all the other sports. But since you wanted to go with boxing, you know, I just wanted to, you know, maybe talk about Hagler, all the good, you know, respected black boxers. Yeah, and since Jack Johnson was the first heavyweight, that's the reason why I wanted to start with him. But don't switch to baseball yet, bro. You know, don't switch it yet.
Hey, Hey, but one thing you can say about Jack Johnson, you could say definitely he won the fight. You ain't gotta be
I ain't
like,
even gonna give it away. I ain't even gonna give it away. You know, I ain't gonna give it away. I can let B and Brother Bakari do our thing on Friday, man. But I ain't even gonna give it away. You know, I ain't even gonna talk about it. But yeah, man, I didn't mean to disrupt your show forecast, man. I just wanted
nah, you good.
to let Brother Bakari know not to switch it. Don't switch it yet, man. You
Nah,
know,
you good.
let's go through boxing first, and then we could do the baseball and all other kind of sports. But I really wanted to touch on boxing because I like boxing. That's my thing. I don't- Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another thing I wanted to tell you.
Old man memory.
Another thing I wanted to tell you is Kibwe. Kibwe is awesome, man. He's a powerful young man. He sounds just like his daddy too. Oh goodness, man, sounds just like his daddy. But he did a good job. Made a good contribution. He didn't back down to gas, which is a good thing. He hold his ground, and he's a very smart guy, man. He listening too much to them liberal black feminist teachers, though. He listening to too much to them, but
So he listened
that
to
money.
too much socialist.
Yeah, I
But
think
go
so.
ahead,
I
my
think
bad. I
so.
didn't mean to cut you
Yeah,
off.
but that money you spending for his HBCU, that's well earned money, man. He's a very smart young man. I'm surprised that as a 20, he's in his 20s, right? 21, something like that. I'm
Oh, he's
surprised.
just 19. He's 19.
19. Wow. I'm surprised on a Friday night. I think it was Saturday night. He was spending time to listen to these highfalutin conversations, by his dad and us. So the fact that he willing to do that and even give his contribution and is not shy, he could talk in a room full of men and still hold his ground. I mean, that speaks a whole lot about, like you say, HBCU education and Brother Bakari education. So shouts out to you, man. But I'll continue to listen offline.
Hey, Buwana, before you run, I try
Sure,
not to
right.
be, I try to be petty. I try not to be petty, but you and Bakari was taking up for y'all people of color
Who, the
alliance.
mulattoes?
Yeah, people of color. They said, "Oh well, I don't know what Bakari thinks anymore." The dude said you can't use mulatto no more, but you can use the N word. So I don't know what Bakari switched his whole stance up on it and agrees.
I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Because I was feel mulatto.
Forecasting and being fair. I don't think he's being fair, but that's his position. I have to respect it.
How I'm not fair? How y'all keep saying I'm not fair? How I'm not fair?
Forecast know very well that as many so-called mulattoes in America who they represent. Let me put it like that. They represent for the black cause. They represent for black causes.
But
if he being honest.
Yeah,
if he being honest.
But if I'm still being honest, there's still not black people. That's the only thing I've ever said, bro.
That's cool. I could accept that. I mean,
but when you say that,
if that's how you see it,
if that's how I see it, that's what it is.
The reason why I say that is when I see Bob Marley, I don't see him as a mulatto. I see him as a black man. That's how I see Bob Marley.
Can a white woman give birth to a black man?
I don't think so. I think that a black, if my standard is this, my criteria is this, because since you all have your own criteria.
You are who your father is?
No. Since you all have your own criteria for what white and blackness is, what I say is this. A black woman could produce black children. That's what I say. So as long as you come out of the genitals of a black woman, for me, that categorizes you as a black person.
So a white man can give birth and raise a white man can give birth and raise a black son, a black man.
No, a white man can't give birth. By saying that black,
he gives the seeds. He sees.
He can give the seed. Yeah, he gives the seed to the black woman, but the black that going in a black oven. So I mean, for me, once it comes out of the black oven, that's a black man. That's what I consider it to be. Not psychologically, we working with something completely different because we ain't really discussing psychologically. Because psychologically, the man was right. The man says that he knows many black men who blacker than the ace of spades. Look at Jesse Lee Peterson. That's a black man. No, but that's important. Jesse Lee Peterson is a black man. That's right or wrong. He had 2 black parents. But he thinks like a white man. So psychology for me comes into play. So I mean,
really?
Of course. Because
So,
you said what you saying is,
but you said he's a black man. You're not saying he's a mulatto. He's not Asian. He's not. He's still a black man. He might be a Mobutu, but
right.
he's still a black man. And
So let me
there
ask
could
you a
be
question.
white people who use like, oh well, this person stands up, but they're still a white person, right?
So hold on now. So let me follow your logic though. So Jesse Lee Peterson invited to the cookout then.
No, because I don't have a problem saying. I didn't say every black person is invited to the cookout. Y'all the ones that invited non-black. I said, but I did say before we start inviting other people to the cookout, I would bring them in. I would bring all black people first. And
really?
Then other, yeah.
Really?
Oh no. Okay, forecast. That's you. I agree. You would.
Okay.
But there's a whole no.
But I wouldn't let them in. I wouldn't let them in. But that's what I'm trying to say. But so what you saying? So the like say when those Chinese people come into Africa, you know what I'm saying, and they get those black women pregnant. So those is black children that's coming out of them.
Of course, I think they black children because first of all, let me say this. When they go to China, they was never, what the Chinese is called mixed race black and Chinese children. They call them devils.
Yeah, but that's the same with
Africa,
with black fathers though. It's the same thing with black fathers too, though. They say the same thing.
No, they call the black men devils too, but they call mixed race babies in China and Japan. I think they call them black devils.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It don't matter if they're mixed from the mother or the father to them, though.
Yeah, sure, I could agree with that, but I'm saying in Africa, they African. In Africa, they are African. They don't. We don't look at them. A lot of us don't look at them like how the Chinese would. We would never do that.
Can I say something right quick?
Yeah.
I was watching this dude, Trevor Noah, right? In this one drop rule, he went back to South Africa to see I think his mama is black, right? And his grandmama, she say he was talking to his grandma and say, when the people saw me, when the people in the village, when I come, they act like they see a white man. They say, because you are a white man. You are not black. You're mixed and somebody's whiter than your blood. That make you white. You're not black. She said, so I just have a white grandson. And she went to talk and she started talking about a few more cultures in Africa, right? And according to her, what she said, they are not considered black or African. They are considered the other thing over there. So like a Chinese person that have a baby with a black woman, saying a lot of cultures, that baby is just Chinese, is not black. And you can find his conversation with his grandmama on YouTube, but she said for sure, like South Africa, if it mixed with something else, it's not black. They don't accept it as black. She love her grandchild, but nobody over there is gonna ever say the child is black. It's whatever the other race is.
But Brother Bakari, when you talk about the Africans have another thing going on. Because consider, if I am if I'm Zulu in South Africa, right? And if I marry some like a what do you call it? Nguni. I forget the name of somebody from Zimbabwe, the tribes of Zimbabwe. If I am from another tribe, the two of us black, right? But because I'm in Zulu land, on the land of the Zulus, I still ain't gonna be accepted, even though I completely black, just like the Zulus. So I mean, they have another thing going on because of my so-called tribe. So I wouldn't be accepted off of that.
That's just like here. If you're wearing blue, you ain't gonna be accepted. Well, they wearing red. If you're a Crip in the blood, it's the same thing. It's just, we ain't going by the tribe that we were born into, but we go by something that we were chose. Like GDs, anybody can't just go over in there. You're not gonna be accepted, and that's a fact. Black stones with black P stones wouldn't accept it, and GDs and vice versa. It's like the same thing, right? But when we're talking about like having children, right? We can't just say they're black when they parent is something else. They are mixed. That's what they are. Now, I am a firm believer in that they can lean to their black side. They need, if somebody have taught them and they raised on their black side, that they can come, but they still won't be black. And they can end up with them a black husband or a black wife and try to breed the white out down the road. And that's what I'm trying to teach my grandkids to get.
Brother Bakari, you saying, so what you saying is, okay, so your grandchild, right? You say it's mixed race. Your grandchild, because you basing this blackness solely on the fact that they don't have two black parents, right?
Yeah, I'm
Now,
basing it on the fact that they came from a
solely
white
on
woman, a white woman.
no problem.
Uh-huh.
I'll take that. But if they raised by a granddaddy who from Mississippi, and her father who is from who's a black man who's raised by a man who's from Mississippi, right? You don't think that they gonna get more that black experience as opposed to the so-called European experience? You don't think
Oh,
what's on top of that is a freaking European thinking human being? I don't think so. I don't think so.
and you know, and I'm gonna tell you something. You are right, because my grandkids already gonna know Marcus Garvey, John Henry Clark, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They gonna they gonna know about the Panthers, the one in Alabama, the ones in Oak. They gonna know all of them. They gonna know all the great black heroes. And at the end of each time I finish talking to them, this is what I always say: white people ain't shit. They don't love y'all. They ain't gonna want to be around y'all because y'all mixed. Stick with your black side.
And plus, they'll support black businesses. They'll contribute to the black community that they live in or are part of. I don't. For me, the criteria of blackness, for me, from what I hear from the American brothers, it wears very thin. Because, go ahead, walk out. Go ahead. I don't mean to cut you.
No. I'm sorry. I cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You said
No,
the criteria.
because the brothers them saying what the brothers them saying is my blackness is solely based on my skin color, based off of my immediate skin color. Because we ain't going back it's talking about genetics. Because every black person in the Western world, if we honest, they say 20% of us, when you trace us genetically, have a European background. 20%, at least 20% are genetics. 80% is from Africa, but at least 20% our genetics go back to some European country. So if we want to say that we denying ourselves to say we immediately mulatto because we don't have an immediate parent, we can't deny the fact that living in the West, we have a parent, whether it's by through rape or relationship, love and interest or whatever, that there's some part of our genetics. You can trace it back to Europe. I want forecasts to address that.
The fact that you're talking about like what people got raped before.
The fact that he telling you count a mulatto forecast. He just told you count a mulatto.
Right.
Of a mulatto.
Yeah, so that's the point though. That's where you draw the line somewhere. You know what I'm saying? When you realize you're at the point, this is not about like racial purity. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, like I know y'all like thinking of a white mindset. It's not a racial purity. And by the way, you know, from what I understand, like looking up all of my ancestors, probably somewhere white somewhere, but all of them been black so far. You know what I'm saying? And I got to like my great grandparents. You know, but no, it's not about no racial purity thing. You know what I'm saying? It's about drawing the line somewhere, because when you just let anybody to be like, yo, you can have a black child, that's a psychologically damaging mindset. Cause like, it don't matter how much mixture Europeans got, right? Like Bawana, let me ask you, why aren't mixed children white instead of black? You know what I'm saying?
No, because you talking about the politics of America. The politics
of the world.
No.
Yes.
Let
How
me
you think?
explain.
How do you think people get colonized, bro? Like they don't. You think they just ran up in there with guns? No, they sent people in. They use different class, because the French is the French do it different than the British do, and they use it even sicker. And that's what I'm saying. They're even worse with it. That's my point. Like here, we're confused.
No. If you was born in the colony, because you're a history guy. If you was born in a French colony, someplace in Haiti or Guadeloupe or Martinique, and if you was freed from enslavement, you were considered to be a Frenchman.
If you was a mulatto.
No. Check it out. Look it up.
When?
You was
when?
You look at you was a history, but he said.
No, I'm asking you. That's why I'm asking you when.
No, if you read something called what's it? The Code Noir. the Code Noir.
Yeah, they they use like the mulatto class against the
Yeah,
black
that's that
people,
buffer
right?
class thing happened in Haiti. The buffer class thing did
Right.
happen in Haiti, but I'm talking about, in places like where the numbers are smaller. In
Mhm.
terms of Guadeloupe and Martinique and all them French. I think it's not Saint Kitts, Saint Kitts and Nevis. I think that's a French colony too. When I think some of them are still colonies of the French, by the way.
And
When
what
you were
happened when
free,
Haiti went to those places? Like, but that's what I'm saying. How many? Number one, how many? It was very rare that anybody like on those islands, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was very rare that anybody was free. And like, what happened when the black, like, finally when the mulattoes realized that the dude came in, then they cut him. They sided with the fully black people. Not to say fully black, but you know what I'm saying. Just to
yeah,
distinguish.
that was in Haiti, and that's true.
Yeah.
But
But what happened when they went over to those other islands? They weren't able to help them because a lot of the mulattoes was like, "Yo, we are French." You know what I'm saying? We are not with you. You supposed to be our slaves.
that my grudge with Azuli, because this could become a very difficult conversation in a second. I can tell you why in a minute.
Mhm.
But that's my grudge with Azuli them. But he's get vexed with me, so I don't discuss history with him. But what I would say is this: there were mulattoes. Yes, that's an absolute fact. When mulattoes became so-called, they get their independence or whatever, they turn around and they end up becoming slavers. But so did many so-called black men who had black mothers and fathers in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? When they became free, a lot of them became slavers as well, slave owners as well. That is a historical fact.
Hey, can I say this right quick? I'm gonna say this right. So I understand what Bawana is saying, but that still don't make him black. I understand what he's saying. He's saying that you're gonna find you're gonna find a few that's gonna rock with black people
Yeah, not all
over
black
black.
people. Not all black people is
You know,
good, and not all other
you
people
know
is bad. I know. I know.
no, he's just talking about the mulattoes, right? Because I don't put the. But
I
see,
know. I
this
know.
is my thing, right? Like when they talk about black slave owners in the United States, right? It was like 90% of the black slave owners in the United States were mulatto, and they would treat their black slaves worse than white folks because they were searching for white acceptance, right? Like you ever heard of the Blue Vein Society? Anybody ever heard of the Blue Vein
Yes,
Society?
yes.
So those are just mulattoes that didn't want to mess with no other black folks. That's all that they would deal with. You understand? That's it. So for me, I also understand what he was saying about how you raise your children. That's why I done told. See, I'm teaching my grandkids now what they're gonna have to deal with dealing with black folks being mulatto. My two mulatto grandkids, 'cause those are not my only grandkids, but since we talking about mulattoes, they're the ones I'm talking about. What they gonna have to deal with dealing with black folks, and what they gonna have to deal with dealing with white folks. But I told them that I'm teaching them that at the end of the day, the ones that were the only ones that'll ever respect you or accept you is going to be the ones that's black. So just remember, cling to that side. That's the side you want. You don't let people treat you bad, but that's the side you want to be on. I got to start teaching them, and they're going to be taught when they get older to understand other things. Don't let them use you against your people. Don't let them other folks trick you to come in to go against your people. I'm gonna articulate because I really think saying they're black is not good. It's confusing to them. So we have to be honest with them. And the reason I say it's confusing, my one granddaughter is 4. And I tell her she ain't black. My son says you black. Her mama says, I say, don't say that no more. You white. You can't give birth to a black child. Do not say that again. That's very disrespectful. But anyway, but she was like, Dad, you black, I'm brown, and mama is white. She haven't put it all together yet, but if you just tell her she black, at 4 years old, that was her statement. If you black, I'm brown, mama white. So it's like she's trying to figure out at 4 years old, how is she just black? At 4 years old, this is her mind. She's trying to figure that out. So then when she talked to me, Granddaddy, no, you're not black. You're mixed. And that you're mixed. And your granddaddy love you. Rock with your black folks. when you get old enough to get a boyfriend, make sure you got a black man.
You know,
I
it's
might
funny
talk
though.
about some stuff to my 4-year-old daughter, that granddaughter, that I probably shouldn't, but I will, because I want my grandkids to relate to their black side
I respect
completely.
that. I respect that.
But that's not
But what's gonna happen is, sorry, but broadcast.
No, go ahead, Warren. Go
What's
ahead,
gonna
real
happen?
quick.
What's gonna happen? I want to address two things, because you do have two grandchildren who are black too, like what you consider to be black, which means they have two black parents. You do have that as well. So what's gonna happen when they may come home and say, "Daddy or granddaddy, can meet my girlfriend, and she's a white Susan. You know, she's a Susan." Or and I also want to address the issue of, we talking about mulattoes, but I want to address the issue that there are black devils that exist among us as well, and they shouldn't be ignored, because we looking at the mulatto children and saying, well, they could be the buffer class, as if the purely black children or black adults don't think like white men, act like white men, and will do harm against people who look just like me and you. They have to be addressed too, because some of them are worse than any mulatto out here.
Okay, okay. All right. So let me, because I can't go on long and long, so I'm gonna let them get on here. But so basically what Bakari is saying, well, come on to the black side, because only black people are gonna accept you, because we love everybody. And Bawana is like, what you saying? Yeah, the black people is worse, and all of this stuff. We know that black people is
That's not what
horrible.
I said.
Oh, we don't know.
That's pretty much
not
what
what I
you're saying.
said.
That's pretty much what you're saying.
Nah, that's not what I said. That's what I said.
That's not what I said.
But
that is not what I said.
That's pretty much
That is
what you
not
said,
what
right?
I
I
said.
just summed it up.
He playing Geraldo.
I just summed it
Yeah,
up
he's
for you,
Geraldo.
Bakari.
He's
So come on
Geraldo. Go
over
ahead,
to the black
Geraldo.
side, because we're the only ones that's gonna love you. And
Go ahead, Geraldo. Go ahead.
Bawana is like, yo, we so hard, but it's interesting, right? So we can't even do the stuff with ourselves, but magically when other people come on, we can put our capes on and defend every non-black person. We know that not every black person is good, bro. Whoever said that? Who said every single black person? Because you can ask me right now, shit, is this black person bad? Yeah. Just like those cops, like they should be punished. Right? I can
being
tell
Don
you
King.
right
He's
now.
being Don King right now.
I'm being Don King. How?
He hyping shit up right now.
It's the truth.
I don't know, man. Yeah. I was on here trying to tag team forecast with the mulatto love around here, man. I understand you got a personal stake in it. I understand you got a personal stake in it and all, but I mean.
Yeah, but Wanda, that's the thing, bro. Like, because you saying like, we know that not all black people is like you saying, because that's the same argument. Well, they do with like white people. Well, not all white people is like, we know that, like we understand that. So ultimately, like if we know that we got that worry about our own group, now we're including everybody else into our group, and it's not about hating them or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But sorry, we got to go around. Yeah.
Can I ask Bakari? Bakari, I gotta ask you this question then. So if that's what you're teaching your granddaughter, then in essence, you're telling your granddaughter that the genetic makeup that you have is going to be hated by that which has already made you. Is that not instilling self-hatred in that person?
What I'm doing is I'm telling my granddaughter the truth. They're gonna catch it from both sides. Let's just listen. So one day, let's just sit back and hear how people. But I also tell them the people that would ever love you and accept you and respect you would be your black side. So I teach them to the black side. I tell them all the time, shit, they young, and I tell them right now, you're gonna catch it from both sides. I'm just being honest. It's not self-hatred. They gonna catch it from both, and that's just the truth.
Okay, so why not tell them there's a community of
know how to handle it.
So why not tell them there's a community of why not tell them there's a community of mixed race people who have mixed with blacks who they will get along with, instead of telling them that you're gonna be hated by your white side, you're gonna be hated by your black side? Why not just tell them there's a mixed race community out there who will definitely accept you?
Well, because I don't have to tell them that, because even though they have black, that don't take away that they have some black in them. So to tell them to go, oh, y'all just go deal with mixed race. I'm not mixed race. their uncles and aunties is not mixed race. So then I'm not going to push my grandchildren away because they're mixed. I don't agree. Trust me. I don't went through this shit. I didn't agree with the relationship at all. I had my granddaughter 4. I probably didn't, and my family had to talk me to it. I probably didn't, I don't think I held my granddaughter until she was about 2 years old. That's the oldest one, until she was about 2 years old. But I'm not going to push her away and say, oh, it's some mixed race people out there. But what's wrong? See, I'm going to let everybody go around, and then them questions you asking me, I'm going to come back and me and you, we going to talk, Black Major. So if you got another question, I'll answer. But I got some questions I want to ask you, but Hardcore is on here. So I'll let he speak before me and you start talking.
Okay.
All right, and all right. So let me say this, and I'm gonna pass it to Hardcore. Look, man, it's not about like for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not about love or nothing. Like if I had a kid with an East Indian chick, you know what I'm saying? I would love the kid, but you know what? It's not. You know what I'm saying? Black Hardcore.
Last time we spoke, you said that was black.
No, I did not. East
Yes,
Indian
you
is a
did.
place. No, I said there are black people. I never said. I always said the same thing. There are people.
You got caught this time. You said it before.
Show me right now where I said it.
I can't show you right now.
I know you cannot. You'll never be able to show. I give you a year to show me where I said that.
No, last time I was on the show, you said it.
That East Indians are black. East Indians is a place. I said there are black East Indians, probably.
There you go.
Oh man.
Anyway,
go ahead.
First of all, what's up to everybody? I heard Bakari saying what he was saying. I don't know if that's his place, grandchild or no grandchild, to especially tell young kids about racial dynamics in this country. Excuse me, because the parents might want to raise the child the way they want to raise them. And you know how it is when you break away from your parents and you start your own unit, you're like, okay, I'm going to do the thing the way I want it done. So I don't think that's a good idea to kind of start whispering that into a little kid's ear like that. Even though, you know, there are racial realities out here that they'll have to prepare for. But then again, I don't know what they look like. So it's going to be hard for me to really get an idea what their challenges are going to be. And I was listening to the radio today, sports radio. Some guy called up. They were talking about the Super Bowl. Some guy called up. This radio station, I hate this radio station. I don't know why I listen to it, but 98.7. They were talking about the Super Bowl, making a big deal out of 2 black quarterbacks. First time in the Super Bowl together. So then somebody calls in and says, internet YouTube rhetoric. Well, Patrick Mahomes is only half black. So I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts. I said, oh, shit. This man saying this shit on the radio? You see, this is why these radio hosts are irresponsible, and that Bart Scott is a Uncle Tom Coon. He said he's Jamaican, so it's no surprise. Always bring up the race card with that. Now, I'll say this. Patrick Mahomes basically declared
Wait a
what he
minute.
is.
I don't mean to cut you off, but is that I'm trying to make sure I understood what you said. Did Bart Scott say he's pulling for Jalen Hurts because he's black?
Oh, no. Some caller did.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. I just
got that from Umar Johnson, by the way.
He probably did. And I'm like, damn, that's the criteria now. So it's like, yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he declared that he's white by getting a blonde hair white woman, just like a lot of these mixed guys do. They get the blonde hair white woman, or they try to get a white woman as white as they can get. They're trying to send a message that this is where I want to be. So, but as far as the Super Bowl, the Eagles should stomp the Chiefs, but I think the Chiefs will win because of a conversation like that, and because Tom Brady quit, they need Patrick Mahomes to be the face of the NFL now. So that's it on that point. Then I saw a clip from Vin Diesel advertising his new Fast and the Furious 10. I guess Rita Moreno was supposed to be playing his grandmother. So it goes to show, I bring that up because now Vin Diesel, in case you haven't noticed in his movies, he doesn't like to be a black man, so to speak. He likes to make sure that he's mixed.
Getting lighter and lighter.
Yeah. So he gets some Rita Moreno of all people to play his grandmother. And I think if you saw the last one, his father was mixed in the movie. I'm like, man, damn, everybody in your damn family can't be mixed now. Vin Diesel in the movie. So you got to be black at some point. So, I mean, see, it's guys like him who aren't really promoting the black. They're promoting the mixed, which is another way of trying to say, accept me as white. That's why he never really liked to identify as a black man. Matter of fact, most of the time when people ask him what he was, he liked to shy away from the topic. And part of me said, okay, I can understand it. You don't want to be a black man because if you're a black man in Hollywood, then you're going to play black roles. You know, can't do what you want to do. But that I don't really like. And lastly, man, I was looking through these old school Ebony magazines from the 1960s, from 1960, even a couple from the 50s. I was really looking for particular articles, like on the death of Sam Cooke, Malcolm X. Came up with some interesting articles on Marcus Garvey, Haile Selassie, who Haile Selassie back in the 60s, he said, God damn it. Well, he didn't say it like that, but he said, I am not a Negro. I am Caucasian. That's Haile Selassie.
Yep.
So for all the rosters out there who made him the King of Kings, the God, the man told you he's a Caucasian. And this is for that Ma'at Forever guy. When I said Haile Selassie looked like Bin Laden, he knows I wasn't telling a lie.
Hey, you can finish with saying what you want to say, but we got to I ain't got that much time, and I want to let everybody go, and then I want to show y'all something else. But go ahead, finish what you're saying.
Okay, let me sum it up.
Everybody up. Yeah.
Aside from those articles I came across, I couldn't help but notice a lot of the ads of the time period. You know, it's interesting to look at the ads from a time period way before yours. And I noticed that they had a lot of hair straightening ads. I found one that said, hey, you can learn Cleopatra's secrets. Straighten your hair. And then there was another ad that said, you can get your hair wet and it won't revert back to what it was. I said, damn. I said, this is how it was. And most of the people were light, half white, damn near white looking in the damn Ebony magazine. I'm like, damn. And lastly, couldn't find nothing on Sam Cooke's death, couldn't find nothing on Malcolm X's death. But when it came to coon agents of the NAACP, Marcus Garvey, type people, MLK, and all them, they're all over the magazine. So that says a lot to me. I guess Ebony and Jet ain't what we thought it was. I'm done.
All right. So, I'm gonna let Pelej go, and then I'm gonna let Bakari and Black Megas, and then Bawana. You know, I want to show you something too, Bawana, because I don't know, my brother. But go ahead,
Pelej. I before Pelej go, hardcore
you gotta go.
Hardcore if you can. That article, could you please tell me the name of the article and the year that it was made? But I don't. Selassie quote. I want to look that up for myself.
All right, go ahead, Pelej. What up, Pelej? By the way,
I'm sorry, I was muted. I'm sorry. I was saying you can go on my Instagram. I put it on that, but I think it's from 1960. I'll try to put it in the chat. 1964, I believe it was. I'll get it.
All right. Yeah, because I think I did hear something like that too, Bawana. But I don't know. But Pelej, what up, man? How you doing, man? It's been a minute, bro.
Yeah, Happy New Year's, family. How you guys doing?
We're good. We know we was gonna bring you out today. You know what I'm saying?
Man, is that American First Rifleman?
No, that's my brother Pelej. He used to be here for a while, but he's been busy for a minute. But
yeah,
he got a vested issue in this conversation. But like I said, I ain't got a lot of time, so I'm gonna let him go in. What up, Erica?
I think I listened to Brother Bakari. Actually, Brother Bakari is my boy. In the beginning, Brother Bakari used to give me a hard time, but that's my boy, but I do agree with some of the things that he's saying. I think for me, I have to own it. My son, whose mom is white, I having a conversation with my son like that. I don't play any games with him, and I don't lie. And I said, listen, Black people, I mean, like, I think what you guys need to say is just like, Black people, we're not in power in this country. White people make the rules, and that's that. And we don't need to be long-winded. And I'm not saying you guys are. I'm not saying you guys are being disrespectful. Just like listening to you guys, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, the reason I agree with Brother Bakari is that, yes, I think it's great. Brother Bakari is teaching his grandkids about Marcus Garvey, about his Black side. I think that's awesome. Yes. And, you know, now my son, you know, he's, you know, trying to be confused. And I said, listen, you know, I give him the rules. I said, this is what it is right now. White people are in power. They dictate. And I said, I know what you are. I said, I know what your mama is. Yes, she's white. And I think it would be a disservice to tell you know, a kid whose mom is not white or dad is not, you know, whatever, white or whatever, Black or whatever, and to tell them like, well, you don't need to learn about that side of the family. I think they need to embrace whichever side of the family that they come from. That's me. And I think, you know, yes, I can speak on that because my son's mom is white. And because I told him, I said, listen, you know, if you get pulled over, you can't say you're both. They're gonna say you're Black. And I said, Tiger Woods got pulled over. It wasn't like Black Asian or whatever. He was Black. And I do think, you know, I see some people though. There's a few people that I see, you know, with the mixed community or whatever, whose mom is, you know, white or whose dad is Black or whatever, vice versa. You can tell they lean through certain race or date only certain people and stuff like that. But again, I think it's good to have them embrace. Yes, some of them will lean, you know, toward as they get older. You know, I think they might lean towards certain race or whatever. Or some of them will just, like, for example, like Colin Kaepernick. I know a lot of people give him a hard time, and you know, brother was, you know, take a stand, and you would have a lot of freaking, like, you know, I don't know, like not just like your typical Negroes, like, you know, you would have like, along with some other like racist, you know, white people, you know, will take shot at him. But I just think for me, somebody who's, you know, who didn't have to do that, who can go along to get along, but really like stood up for something. Again, I agree with Brother Bakari, and I think that he for sure, I mean, like, I don't want to dissect. If I would want to add on to what Brother Bakari say, because white people are in power, they make the rules and they dictate, you know, I don't know the terms. I mean, that's just what it is. And I can argue with anybody about this until like you leave people alone, you let people live, and that, you know, then those rules are gonna always apply. You know, you have a you know, a kid with a, you know, with a white mom or with a white dad or whatever. If the Black, if it doesn't matter if it's like with an Asian person or whatever, the child is always gonna view as Black. You know, and that's
Hey,
just.
I don't mean to cut you off. Real quick though, Pelez, is J. Edgar Hoover Black too?
J. Edgar Hoover, I mean, if we're going to go by what society is, yes, he's a self-hate Negro, you know, and he, I mean, like it, I mean, he is. I mean, really, if you think, if because, like, okay.
Nah, yeah, you don't got to go deep on it. I just, because we got to go around.
Yeah.
I don't got that much time. So yeah.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
All
If
right,
we
all
just,
right.
I mean, if you know, I mean, like, if you know what I'm, if you listen to what I've been saying, yeah. But before, like, listen, before you go to the next round, though, I just want to say to you guys, though, make sure we check on our health and stuff like that. And focus. We talked about I started a running company, and that's what I've been like spending my time doing. And just starting this business, and it's rough, but um, I know everybody here on the line, got a lot of hustlers, money lovers and stuff like that. People making like 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 a year, 500,000 a year. That's great. You guys want to create generational wealth. And honestly, listen, I think the most important thing right now for all of y'all, Pan-Africanism, like pro-Black, if you don't have your health, you're nothing. You are nothing, nothing, nothing. If y'all don't, again, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm pointing the fingers at myself too. Like, I've lost my sister in 2020. She didn't care about her health, and she's got a daughter who's gonna be 5. Daughter doesn't know who she is. Okay. So it's not about like losing the weight. It's about like what you're putting on your body. But if anybody needs, I don't know, anything, I don't know. I'm here. I think Focus, you got my number. I've got a website. I've got all that stuff. But we have to take care of our health. We have to take care of it. And it's just like, like I've looked, I mean, I'm really disgusted, with how society is right now. No one cares about their health. It's all about money, 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 money. How are you going to win a revolution when you can't even walk a mile? When you can't even walk, I don't know, like a half a mile, So again, our ancestors went through a lot. Listen, I'm just here, I'm going to be listening, and it's good to hear you guys. Okay. I have
Yeah, I
nothing but
appreciate you
love
coming
for y'all.
on, Pledge.
No problem.
By the way, I put the link in the back chat. And what's the exact page? It is page 16.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph. Loud and clear.
All right, I'll put it in there for Buwana. All right, I'm gonna pass it to Bakari so he and like Megas, they're gonna ask each other whatever they want to ask. But I do want to say this. I see how we got doomed and how we got conquered so easily. All you got to do is come in and have sex with some of us, and then judge it from this panel. Obviously, you're one of the tribe. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, but go ahead, Bakari.
You know what, Alquan, I'm gonna tell you something. How you feel, how I teach my grandkid, it really don't matter, because I'm gonna continue to teach them that. You know what? I also teach my grandson that's Haitian, how crazy about Black folks and how he might be treated by some Black folks. So when he get old, he gonna know how to handle that too. So I'm gonna make sure they all right, because I ain't gonna always be there. So I'm gonna teach them. I'm gonna learn them, just like I learned my kids when their mama passed away. My son, when you get older, people gonna still play mama jokes. So be ready for it when you get big. So I'm gonna crack them jokes with you now, so it don't bother you no more. I'm gonna talk about your mama, my wife that I loved. I'm gonna tell you what they gonna say. He got older and he understood. He was okay. Now, Black mate, I was
before you go, what's your son's opinion on that?
On what? It doesn't make a difference what my son's opinion is.
Damn.
Damn. My grandkids love and respect me. My son ain't gonna say anything. He know when they come to me, shit, their mom ain't gonna say nothing. They know I ain't gonna harm them.
Damn. All right.
They come to me, we gonna sit down and we gonna talk. It's just that simple. They know me. I raised my son. He know me. And his white girl know me, because they ain't there for a long. Don't come to my house. I heard nothing. That just. But Folk talk me into dealing with my grandkids, and I'm glad I did. But now, Black Megas, let me ask you something, right? I saw you on somebody's channel one time. I can't think of the dude channel. Man, he down with straight black pride. You was in the chat. Do you remember? I can't remember the dude's name.
I don't
You
know.
still there, Black Megas?
I've been, yeah, I'm still here. I mean, I've been on some channels for some years. So
This is just a couple months ago. We were in the chat. Well, anyway, and he was talking about Jews, right? And in that process of talking about Jews, he was talking about how we should work with white nationalists to go against Jews. So are you telling me that, do you believe a white nationalist would be most trustworthy than somebody that's half black? I'm just asking.
do I believe a white nationalist would be more trustworthy in taking a fight up against Jews than a mulatto?
Because remember,
That's what you asked, correct?
the Jews white folks. So remember that Jews white folks. So taking a fight up against white folks, other white folks, than some mulattoes.
Yeah, I sure definitely do.
You do? The
Yes.
same white nationalists, that was throwing bombs, that was blowing up black babies in a church in Birmingham, Alabama. The same white nationalists that was lynching black folks from trees. All of a sudden, they're going to be trustworthy to fight against other white people?
I will trust them to do what they say that they will. I'm not saying that I will trust them, but I will trust them to do what they say they will, only because they have proven throughout their history that their savage nature is when they say they're going to destroy something, they're going to destroy something. Well, case in point, every year, hockey games, do those white boys not go out there and say, woo, fuck this city up? And do they not go out there and fuck that city up? When white people talk about they're going to destroy something, oh, I take them at their word. And when I see the conversations that come out of white nationalists' mouth when it comes to Jews, oh, that they hate them more than they hate us. When
Okay,
it comes,
well, let
go
me ask
ahead.
you something. Okay, I'm glad you said that, right? So watch this, right? If you think they hate them more than they hate us, name a time they did to Jews what they did to black folks in this country. Name a time ever in this country that they have ever done anything to Jews compared to what they did to black folks.
So did you not also put on your program body shots lecture where you talked about
Yeah, I talk about
when you talked
I
about
don't
Leo Frank?
when he talk about the Jews. When he talk about Jews, yeah, I listen to that because I
and,
know what the Jews.
and how they tore Leo Frank from the jailhouse and lynched him. Was
I didn't
was that
see
part
that.
not in there? You know what? I don't think that part was in there. But
see, wait, let me show you something, right? Let me show you what you just. We can name one time they went and got a Jew, right? Because the
no.
Jew probably had done to them, right?
No,
But
there's more. There's more during the 1800s. Even when Order 11 was put out by General Order 11 was put out. I can't remember the general's name, but when the North was fighting, when the Union was fighting the Confederacy, during the Civil War, and man, I can't remember who the president was. It was either Lincoln or the guy before Lincoln, and the general wrote back to him saying about the tragedy that is happening to the country and the distraction tactics of the Jew, and that would he wrote General Order 11. You can look up General Order 11. Hopefully you can find General Order 11, to be honest with you. But he talks about removing all Jews from America, and there were recorded cases of not only Union soldiers but of Confederate soldiers also doing
but guess
to
what the
them.
Union soldiers did? But guess what they did during the Civil War though? They talked about doing something to a Jew. You ever heard of the Devil's Punch Bowl?
I definitely have.
So you know who that was? That was Union soldiers starving What it was between 10, 20,000 black people to death after those black people down in Natchez, Mississippi, overran the Confederacy. And the only point that I'm making is they talk about put the Jew out the country. They might talk about a Jew, but you can't tell a Jew from any other white person. So those Jews can blend. They have never done to them what they have done to us. So for me, if it came down, like for me, I can find me a couple mulattoes that I can rock with. I'll rock, this me personally, I'll rock with a couple mulattoes before I have any faith in anybody that came and burned a cross in my family yard and wanted to kill wanted to kill my daddy. Maybe ain't nobody else had that experience. But fortunately for me, I had folks who believed in guns, who had friends who had believed in guns. I can't forget that. I can't because I don't put everything on the Jews. Because them wasn't Jews that burned that cross. Them wasn't Jews that kicked my door open in the house when my daddy left and threatened to kill my mama if my daddy don't shut his mouth. Them wasn't Jews. Them was white nationalists. Those were white nationalists. But Jews ain't nothing but white folks. They probably white nationalists too. So for me, I can't have no trust or no faith in anything that they say they gonna do. They have lied to black folks more than anybody. So the point that I'm making is, you don't think this is possible, that it's a couple mulattoes that might have your back, but we believe the white nationalists might have our back. That's the only thing I want to add.
So I will say, just like I told Dwayne, that I would never trust a mulatto. I would never trust a white nationalist. I would let their actions speak for them. If they say, like in the case of a mulatto, they say like Dwayne, I'm black. Well, like I told him, you can identify as whatever you are, because that's what you want to say. You can identify as whatever you are. We live in the social construct of America where you can identify as a goddamn tree. So you gotta identify as whatever, but I'm gonna let your actions always speak for you. Now, am I ever gonna trust you? No. All the way until the day you die. If your actions have always been on the side of black people up until the day you die, then on your deathbed, I'll have a good word for you. But I would never trust you. And the same thing goes for a white nationalist. If a white nationalist says, "Hey, I'm going out there and I'm going to take out these hats, and that's all I'm ever going to do, and I'm going to leave you guys and your community alone," and I see that is exactly what that person does until the day he dies, the only good word I'll have for him is saying, "Hey, you know what? You know how to take him out." That don't mean I'm ever going to trust him. There is no fine line for me. I'm a man of stern principles.
But what if he says what you just said, and then he goes out and kills some black people, or even you?
And see that's the thing, because I never had that trust with them. I'm always gonna have my eye on them.
Oh, you know what? And I understand that. Watch this. I don't want nobody to, I'm just caping from a no. But I do believe, because I know a couple, so I do believe that there's some, I can say I know there's a couple mulattoes that got you that literally gonna have that gonna have your back 100%. Now this situation is a little different, because the way I got the story, this is a girl I grew up with. They say her mom was raped by a white man. That's how I got the story. But you can look and tell that she don't know nobody white. She ain't ever been around nobody white. But you can look at her and tell that she's half white. You can literally see it in her. She ain't never been around nobody white. She don't know nobody white. So for somebody like that, who mom was raped, and then she was raised with black folks, and then I know what her family did, it's like, so we'll look at her because she's half white and say, she can't be trusted. But then I tell you, I know for a fact that she can be, because I'm just speaking to somebody personal that I know. Like, I know for a fact that she can be. I was raised with her. I know what she have done, and that's what and that's what I'm talking. And I understand what you say when they prove themselves. And of course, she would have to prove herself to y'all, but to me, she wouldn't have to. Shit, I'm 51, so I've been knowing her 51 years. I've been knowing her my whole life. She wouldn't have to prove herself to me. Like, she don't even say she's. People would tell her, She's the one mulatto. I don't ever say mulatto. I just call her black. She don't know who her dad is. Like I said, the way I got the story, her mom was raped. So I don't know. But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and listen. I just wanted to hold that conversation because now I see what you mean when you say dealing with the white nationalists. Because the brother, I can't think of that brother channel. Now I find it.
Hey, Bakari, before you leave, right? Because I was gonna say to Buwana, I know he had to go do what he had to do.
I wasn't about to get off the panel. I just been talking long.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was about to ask you.
Me and Black Mega took up a few minutes.
Oh, wow, yeah. Because I was about to. Go ahead, Black Mega.
I'll just finish up with this real quick. Is that, you know, again, as we spoke in length about, you know, with Dwayne, they have a history, okay, a proven history. Now, I understand what you're saying, Bakari, but there's also one thing that has to be taken into effect of everything and every opinion that you say. You have a vested interest in wanting to accept a mulatto. I have no vested interest in it. And so you are going to give us a reason as to why we should try to find a reason to accept these people. But I have to say that science has proven, and in our own African spirituality, we know that memory is passed down through genetics. It's passed down. That's why we see the trauma even in ourselves. You know, we talk about that generational trauma, but as we talk about in Urugu, these people come in fractured, okay? And a mulatto is always going to be a person who has that fractured psyche. They're going to have that savagery built into them. Like, take the conversation with Dwayne we were having. He had the nerve to say we need to ban the word mulatto as he's throwing the N-word out. It's just like, you know, I've been again in the military, right? Where you have that camaraderie and you're around a bunch of white people, and then they act like they're all actually. Let me say, I've been cool with some white boys in the army, been hella cool with them. But see, that whiteness, no matter what, it always has to come out, and it tells you, why am I even dealing with this person? And we know that these things happen, but we act like when a mulatto comes along, well, you have black, you have white, so you're not going to display any of those savage traits that your people have. But that's a lie. Again, as I was telling Dwayne, that's what creates their fractured psyche. And it's because nobody wants to accept them for who they are. They want to call them, oh, you're white, or you're black, or you're half this, you're half that. Nobody wants to tell them exactly who they are and tell them to study who you are, study your race, study both of your races, study all of your culture, study your history. You can make that determination on who you want to be, but don't ever try to say that you're, you know, just of one race, because you're not. If you study who you are, that will help you understand what psychological damage that's in your that's built into you from both sides, what genetic issues is built into you from both sides. When you try to tell this person, oh, you're only one thing, you're totally negating everything else that person has. And so when they start displaying those traits, those behaviors, those mannerisms, those cultural norms of that other side, the side who accepts them is going to tell them immediately, oh, that's that black up in you, oh, that's that white up in you. And then that person again is now confused as hell, because it's like, but you told me I'm this. You told me I'm white. So what do you mean this is the black in me? I'm just me. What do you mean this is the white in me? I've been acting black the entire time. See, we keep confusing these people even more by trying to accept them for being something else, instead of just letting them be who they are and what they are. And in my opinion, it has always been, as Dr. Francis Cress Welsing has told us, these people have understood on a scientific level that they have to survive. And throughout history, throughout time, they know to survive, they have to mix and intermingle with people if they want to destroy people. But at the same time, they need to also absorb that genetic trait, as Ivan Van Sertima talked about back in the 80s. They know that there's going to be a warming. Are we not seeing engineering going on with our climate right now to block the sun. Bill Gates himself said we must block the sun. They keep talking about we must reduce the carbon footprint, but black people are the carbon footprint. So if they keep saying this and they keep showing us exactly what they're doing, and we're letting mulattoes come in, all they're doing is destroying us. Mulattoes are nothing but a tool for our destruction, whether a white person knows it consciously or subconsciously. Them getting with us is their ability to destroy us and absorb our genetic makeup so that their people can continue to survive.
All right, look,
I don't call mulattoes back. I just want to tell you, I don't call mulattoes back, and I don't have a vested interest in you accepting anyone. I was just saying, I do know there are some mulattoes that is okay. That's all, and I know that for just like you say, you was cool with some white folks in the military. So was I, and I was also cool with mulattoes in the military, and I know some mulatto shit now that's all right. I'm just saying, I don't know, and I'm just saying, like, it's almost if we hate the child that was born, and the child had nothing to do with their black man or that black woman laying down with somebody else that wasn't black. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's it. So for me, we don't have to accept nobody. I don't deal with mulattoes, but I do have mulattoes that I'm cool with. But the mulattoes that I'm cool with is the ones who tell me about their history, how mulattoes, how a lot of them truly feel about black people. See, the people I deal with will tell you that. They will tell you how some of them truly feel about black. But on that, I'm gonna just keep on listening while I'm on here. I've been talking too long.
Bakari, please forgive me, Forecast. This is the last question I'm just gonna ask you, and I'm just gonna be straight to the point. Do you have any mechanisms in your house to keep pests out of your house?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you are automatically hating one of God's creations. That animal in your house is only trying to survive.
I got you.
Oh shit, here go the gremlin. I'm going, y'all.
All right, yeah, because
no, don't leave that black man. Be good, bro.
Yo, because we don't got time, so I'm gonna let him say what he want real quick, and then y'all gotta be super.
Yeah, and I will get off. I won't stay on because I have to go to work myself, so I can't stay on yelling at my fellow black people. One thing I will say
is
definitely
ain't gonna do it to a mulatto person.
Okay, Forecast. First and foremost, first thing I want to say is I'm gonna tune in to Hard Cole's lame ass cast he's gonna have. It's probably gonna be a premiere, so he's not gonna let anybody speak. He's gonna put his anti-Pan-African BS out there. But anyway, the main thing is to what this brother Black Magnus was saying. He just sounds like a white supremacist. He hates mixed people for whatever reason. I don't know if they did anything to him personally or whatever. Like, look, I'm not saying we have to accept mixed people. What I'm saying is there are some of them that are inevitably, rightly or wrongly, going to identify as black, and it's up to us to vet them as such. That's all I'm saying. This dude is on some scientific racism shit. Oh, they have these birth defects, and they have this, and they have that. And it's just like, dude, that's everybody. Every race of people have birth defects, whether they mixed or not. You know, that's a human thing, okay? That's genetics, brother. So it's really kind of, you know, and I'm not saying, like, the thing about it, yes, it's weirdo shit to, like, want to be, like a fetishized, like, mixing with people or, you know, saying, like, weird people, because I've seen white people and black women do this shit, white women and black women fetishize having a mixed baby and all that shit, and that shit is weird as fuck to me. But at the same time, it's not these kids' fault. They're born, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just like you want to punish them for no fault of their own. So all I'm saying is they're human freaking beings. And Brother Bakari, he already put examples out there of actual black people that happen to be mulatto. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put a concrete example out there, and you're just dismissing that shit. You know, that's just a blueprint of how we could say, okay, this person is acceptable compared to, like, a fucking Barack Obama who literally has no fucking, you know, connection to us except African father. And, you know, he's a black guy, you know what I'm saying? Even though he grew up with a white banker mama in Hawaii, you know, that's not a nigga to me. That's not a North American nigga to me, if you know what I mean. So yeah, stop the hatred, you know. Like I said, you sound just like a white supremacist. You would run up on him and probably kill him if you had the power.
Man, That is look. All right, look. All right, we're gonna do this right. Um, Black is in the bag. I can't add you right now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? Because look, this is a touchy topic, and I'm like, this is how we're doomed right now, and this is how you get conquered all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen so much caping and trying to save not, but you don't see the same thing when it comes to Black people, and this is really the point here. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the caping.
Forecast. I can't believe you just go into this loop about like, look, I'm not trying
Not
to
you.
cape
I'm not
for,
just talking about you. I'm not talking about just you.
but I'm not caping for anybody. All I'm saying is
No.
they're
Okay,
human beings.
since you spoke up, I will tell you, you just sat there and said, well, he like because people keep saying this hate word, you know what I'm saying? Nobody said I spent hours, well, not hours, but I spent segments talking about like this is not about hatred and all of this stuff, and that's the first thing people say. And then you come from one point, right? And then the last thing you say, first thing you say is, well, you know, we can accept mulattoes and this and that. It just depends on. And then the last thing you say is, well, this mulatto person we can't accept named Obama. You know what I'm saying? Just like my brother earlier, you know what I'm saying, who was talking about, well, Black women give birth to a mulatto child, then it's Black. But if a white woman does it, then it's not. That don't even like make sense. Like, I don't understand like how y'all like just excluding like the whole person's like, yo, it is what it is. Whether they're cool or not is irrelevant. They're just not Black people. And the problem is like y'all keep taking up for all of these other groups of people. Like First Rifleman, you sat there and took up for him when he said we need to stop using the word mulatto, or the word mulatto is horrible. Or here you say keep saying the N-word all day. The N-word is horrible. I agree with Bakari on that, and I've been working on it. You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset that we have. Every other group, hardcore, come on, well, East Indians and JFK, and then Bakari, come on, well, mulattoes and what you say, Bakari? The whatever Asian group that you cape for, Bakari. And then Pelez, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm sorry, my brother, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, like, you know, a Black child, you got to have a Black mother. Like, yo, and it's not about racial purity or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, other groups, like, why aren't they white? Why aren't they Chinese? Like, the Mexican dude came on here. Well, I asked him,
So
why aren't they
so is an albino African allowed to the cookout?
albino is like a skin disease, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like saying,
Well,
well,
it's not
people have
really a
spots on their neck.
disease, but
Well, whatever,
albino,
or not
but
disease, or whatever.
albinos, they are white though.
No, they have Black parents, bro. They literally have like no pigmentation. It's not white. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is white. It's actual white.
Well, no, they're not white people, bro. What are you talking about?
No, they are, because
it's a disease. Just like some people can have spots on their skin and stuff like that.
That's related to albinism too.
Right. But because I know people that's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
That's a medical thing, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's based on losing the pigmentation.
Is that the same thing as a white person? That's what y'all trying to tell me. If somebody has an albino or whatever, because this is classified as a medical condition, and y'all telling me that's the same as a white person. Is that what y'all telling me now?
Oh well, hey, albino.
No, I was actually trolling. Sorry, I was trolling. Sorry, you're correct. Forecast, you're correct.
Rifleman, hold on one second. Albino comes from the Latin word albus, which literally means white. No other meaning.
So you're telling me that they're white people because they have a medical condition? They're white people. They're the same thing as European white people.
But hold up, are you saying when you say medical condition, what do you mean? Deficiency or something?
No, it's like some. I'm not a doctor. I can't explain it. But if you look up the disease, because I know people that have it, you know what I'm saying? They explained it to me before. But
Sure, it's a disease though.
I don't know if it's a disease. It's a condition. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But I know it's
they're born with a recessive gene, but albinos ain't always just your light skin, blue eyes, blonde green eyes,
white traits,
like blonde hair. No, that is that is also a form of albinism that Black people can have. I've seen dark skinned Black people with green eyes. They are considered albino because of their eyes.
Those are white traits.
So now, yeah, it's a recessive gene.
Because white people are albinos.
Oh Lord Jesus, hard cold.
All right, yeah. Because
that's that Nation of Islam. That's that Nation of Islam stuff.
No, I don't believe in that. Their God was white, so you know.
He was probably mixed, and so in y'all book, all of y'all on here book, he's black. That's crazy. So is this all black?
So,
They all
when
Hey,
did I
my
say a
brother,
mixed person was black? Okay.
Aquan.
When did I say that?
Well, I
Aquan.
don't know. I get you confused with your
Okay, you like to troll
y'all
me
was
and
so
put
hard
words in my mouth.
when you came on here. Oh, y'all was so hard on the way. I ain't never heard you one time like you were so hard on that brother that came on here. I never once heard you say a fully black person. You got to have some white blood in them. I guess
Hey,
you need to
Aquan.
feel sorry for him.
Aquan.
Yeah.
Forecast. That's messed up, man.
Hey,
People are
Aquan.
not caper for white folks like you be saying.
Hey, Aquan.
Sound like
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, my brother? How are you?
I'm hanging in there. Did you read that article? Or at least
Hey.
that line?
No, hey, listen, I got something to ask you. This I'm being kind of funny a little bit, but what about Candace Owens, though? Would you trust her over mulatto or white
I would
nationalist?
trust her in a minute. She's a
Well,
goddess.
Well, first of all, I never even gave my position on the mulatto. I never said that they can't be trusted, but you do have
Who?
to.
No. Who said that? Was it you, Aquan? I'm sorry. Was it somebody else?
Yeah, it must have been somebody else.
It was Black Magnus. He's a hater. He has
Oh,
hatred.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. I'm sorry, Aquan. I apologize. I just had to throw the word Candace Owens
But I
and
will say though, you do have to get to know them and see what they're all about, though,
Candace Owens,
or else
I'll
you'll
trust
get
her with my life. I
a
love her.
Patrick Mahomes or a Vin Diesel type of guy who's not ready to be black. You know.
Hey,
And
you
so
know what
then
though?
what the hell? So then they're not black when they. So all they have to do. So y'all telling me all somebody has to do is be like, "Hey, I am black." You know what I'm saying? And then they're black.
Well, when they marry black, that gives you a better idea of who they're dedicated to.
Oh yeah, because Pelez, white people that have children with black kids or black people can't be racist, right, Pelez?
Oh hell no! They can be absolutely racist, dude. Dude. Come on, focus. Don't try that with me. I know you're joking, but you're being serious, but joking. But yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Man, Bakari, yo, go ahead and say it, Bakari. Yo, take the cape off and go ahead and say what you want to say, because that's why you won't be like black only. I see why you like won't update the information, Bakari.
But no, you know what though, fella?
You know what? On race first, and watch this. Forecast. Did you see any white folks today? Were you around anybody today that wasn't black at all?
Yeah.
So in the store somewhere, so it ain't black only. So just say you race first.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Race first.
What are you talking
Race first.
about?
You live in
You're
a society
around.
where
It
you're gonna
doesn't
see
mean you're
people.
around them.
Where you gonna see other people. You live in a society where you work with other people.
It means I'm not gonna put the cape on for everybody, just like you. Like when you might well come out here talking about some people of color. Like y'all, I can't believe it. Like,
Forecast. What cape did I? What you do, Forecast? Somebody can sit here and talk for. They can give you a whole 40-word paragraph, and you'll take 2 words and say, "See, that's what you."
No, it's white people who are white only, but they had black. They was around black people, was they not? I don't understand the logic of saying you was around.
Okay, watch this. White people.
They wasn't black. I can tell you that.
So because white people say white only, that means I should say black. I say race first. I ain't got to switch up what I say because I know what I mean. And everybody else who know what race first means, they know what it means. I don't have to say that.
Well, so who is the second race that you take up for? That's what it means.
Oh, if that's what you think it means.
Hey,
so who's the second race?
Hey, Focus and Bakari and the rest of the chat. You know, not all of us. You know, when I say some of us are not gonna make it. You know, I was talking to some of my Haitian brothers, even sisters too. So I was patronizing this Haitian, restaurant. I've been doing that. And, we were just talking about things. I said, you know what the problem with Haiti is Christianity. Oh my gosh. Ooh, man. I thought I was going to get my head chopped off. I know what we're talking about.
So voodoo's making people into engineers or something and mathematicians. That's what you're saying?
Somebody said
I didn't.
Christianity, you brought up voodoo.
Can I? Okay, listen. I'm
I
gonna
know,
tell
but
you
it's
this.
just funny. It's funny you dump on Christianity, but I'm not aware that voodoo and their native religion is actually making different outcomes.
Oh, focus. Hey, focus. Let me handle this real quick. Let me tell you something right now.
And Pelage, keep in mind that this rifleman, he's a fellow Caribbean of the Jamaican heritage.
Right, but you know what though? I'm drinking a little bit of Prestige right now. I'm gonna make common sense of this. Okay. Focus. I'm gonna ask Brother Bakari. Focus. Can you tell me? Can you show me where they buried Jesus? Can you show me?
Where they buried Jesus?
Yes or no? Can you show me?
Jesus ascended to heaven.
Right, no. Can you show me the bear? Okay.
He
Let me ask you.
He rose from the grave. What are you talking about, Pelage?
Right, but let me make this like easier. You may know somebody they buried or whatever, a friend or cousin. Can you show me where they buried that person? Can you show me that? You can show me that, correct?
Yeah. But we got to wrap it up though. So like, yeah, what are you trying to say?
No. Because
unless they're cremated, of course.
I have to do this. I have to do this because, and same thing for you, Brother Bakari. Like, can you show me where they bury you? One of your relative. Can you show me that?
I can show you my relatives. I can show you Jesus. I can show you John the Baptist. I can show you Moses, Abraham. I can show you everything you want to see.
Okay. Well, okay. So, okay. All right. So I can show you where they buried my aunt, my brother, America First, or what have you. I can't really read it. Can you show me where they buried? Let's take Jesus out of it. Let's like Enoch. Can you show me where they buried Enoch?
Didn't Enoch get taken into the heavens or something like that?
No. I mean, like, what about Obadiah? What about Moses? What about John the Baptist?
Get to the point. Yeah. What you trying to say? Because we got to wrap it up, Liz. So just say what you're trying to say.
No. My whole thing is, it makes me really sad when my fellow Black people are ready to fight other fellow Black people about Christianity, about the whole Jesus thing.
Nobody's fighting you about it. You're just making a bogus claim. That's all.
Yeah. We're not talking about the religious thing. We talked about it, but we ain't really talking about that on this one. But look,
I'm good. I'm cool.
Yeah. Let me look, because I want to show y'all one last thing while Bawana and all of y'all is here, and he dropped off. You know what I'm saying, which is cool. But we know why he's
one question.
Oh damn! Well, he probably still listening. You could just say it real quick.
I just want to ask because today I went to one of those clubs, Sam's Club, and went to the trash can. Right, these white people, this white couple, they were putting bottles into the return machine. And I was walking up to the trash can just to put trash in, and they kept staring at me like I was about to knock them over the head and rob them. Even when I was putting trash in the shit, they kept turning back. And he even motioned to his wife, look. Like, oh, shit. I wonder how you feel about that. If you still felt that white people were cool. That's all.
Alquan, don't believe nobody thought you were gonna rob them. I can tell by your voice they were thinking about robbing you.
See, you talk about the voice, but you gotta understand, man. But you gotta understand, though. You gotta understand. I stand 6'4", though. That's what you gotta understand.
Man, you know how many people 6'4" I done got the ski mask way?
Yeah, that's
Let me stop clowning on you like that because I don't get down like
that. Not anymore, right?
All right. So look, speaking of mulattoes, for all of y'all mulatto lovers, guess what, y'all? This is Bill Gates' daughter. Shouts out to Erica, right? Bill Gates' daughter here and her boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all probably proud of that. You know what I'm saying? But let me show y'all what these mulatto dudes are saying. Why y'all not listening? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all trying to put y'all cape on?
Being mixed race means I'm not white. Therefore, in most people's eyes, I'm just Black. So people disregard half of my heritage, half of my background, half of my upbringing, half of my skin color, which I find.
Y'all stop disregarding half of his heritage. That's the only thing I've ever said. That's all I've heard Black Megan say on this topic. I never heard nothing about hate. It's just y'all love so much. It seems like hate. When we like, yo, two black parents, we talk about black love and stuff, and y'all, oh, look, listen to this hate. Y'all sound like Tucker Carlson when y'all come on here talking about something. Listen to how you sound about black mulattoes. And I never heard y'all take up for another black person this way.
To be quite a level of racism, actually, in that.
Except Bakari with Deion Sanders, of course.
Why, if you're not 100% white, are you therefore by default black? So it does affect my worldview in that being mixed race, I have a lot of people in my family that are black and a lot of people in my family that are white, and on both sides have experienced racism, which is why I know that anyone can experience racism. But also, it affects me in that a lot of black people who are racist towards me are kind of upset on some level because I'm not 100% black and I'm not 100% white. People want so badly to categorize you, to put you in a box. And if you don't fit in that box, they don't know how to deal with you. And they see you as a problem, something to handle.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I keep saying this upset and angry thing. No, like, who says anything about being angry? It's just like we respect black men and black women, and it takes black people to make other black people. And like, just like y'all not gonna argue that they're white. If I say that they're white, y'all look at me like they're sideways. But y'all, if I say they're not black, now I'm the bad guy here. Listen to y'all fellow black men here.
It's race, but I'm also
black. Who look at you sideways, okay?
That's what it's been sounding like this whole time.
Who? Because you say they're not black. Who looked at you sideways?
A lot of y'all
is they not
sideways.
Black.
Okay, that's the only thing you say, y'all, because y'all keep saying this hate and hate and hate. Well, do you hate them too, Bakari? Who are you as a black person to determine who is black and who is not? You know, white people that made the one drop rule for us already, Bakari.
Yeah, that was so they could say their own children.
This guy right here look like he's coming in tune with his Africanness with that nose papers.
No, other crew, you know that. Now, this is not even trying to be funny, but you do know that was like native tribes that had stuff like that too, right?
Yeah, but in this case, I think he's from the United Kingdom, so we're talking Africa. So he's coming in tune with his Africanness.
It depends on what he mixed with, I guess, right? If he mixed with Indian or not.
Well, that's now you see how Indians came to be.
All right. Yeah, mixing with people. So yeah.
How it works where I'm from. And obviously the overwhelming majority of black people that I've met in my life have had no issue with me referring to myself as black. There's a tiny minority who have a problem with it. But it's really interesting to see what they say about it. They always try and push me away from blackness because my skin is too light and all of that sort of stuff. But ultimately,
how about your mom is not white? I mean, not black. How about that? Because that's the only thing I've ever said. You know what I'm saying? A black person can't come from white loins or white, you know what I'm saying, woman.
When you kind of break down and tear into it, it doesn't add up. But because race is socially constructed and there's kind of arbitrary dividing lines between black and not black, sometimes it doesn't really make much sense. For example, the question that I would usually ask people is that if I'm mixed race and I have a kid with a black person, is my kid black or are they still mixed race? And at what point, if all of my descendants had children with black people, at what point would my descendants be black again?
Now that's a good question, right? Because I can throw it back, like, you know, if what point, because apparently Meghan Markle's child is black, Patrick Mahomes is black, because it seems like they picking the white ones, you know what I'm saying, more times than not.
You know what though? It's funny how you played these two videos. The reactions are what I already knew that they would be. The first guy has a 1972 blowout. So people are like, shit, what ain't black about you? Now this guy looks the way he looks. I always say it's the hair. Once the hair starts getting shinier and starts dropping down, that's when people they lose the blackness. They can't talk about blackness anymore.
No, anybody, I mean, or apparently everybody can talk about black. Y'all give everybody a pass, apparently, but no, this dude is mixed too, though. I don't understand. He got the fro. He's trying to blend in, but that's what y'all saying. Like, y'all
I really
saying,
think it's because his hair is going. That's probably why he grew the fro out, though.
But you know. Yeah, but y'all pretty much saying as long as they put up the fist and they be like, yeah, you know, I'm with the black side, then they're welcome. But if they like, what's the so where do we draw the line about where they not be welcome? If they spend like more than a weekend over at their white family house, or how many days is the limit that we got to draw the line?
Actually, that's a good question, because the way other people do talk about them, that does seem to be the case. They gotta go above and beyond what being black is like Michi X. She gotta play the ghetto hood rat role. And then people say, yeah, she's black. But if she started speaking Polish and showing Polish cooking videos on her channel, then people be like, nah, she ain't black.
But it's possible she could be both of those things, like, which makes her neither one.
Well, see, it doesn't make her neither one. It makes her both, because you just said it.
She's two people. She's half of each.
Right, you just said it. She's both. If you're both, then that means
No,
you have
you're
to be
half of each. You're not each one. You're half of each.
Right, but it's of
not each one.
But it's
half
of each.
Though.
Yeah, half of something is something.
Yeah, it's something else. Right. Right.
But if you're half pepperoni pizza, half sausage pizza, you're still a pepperoni and you're sausage pizza.
Man.
Hey, Forecast, I'm gonna ask you a question. I heard somebody use this on your show I've listened to today. So what is a liger?
Is a tiger and a lion put together, right?
It's a half lion, half tiger, right? Mm-hmm. From the male lion and the female tiger. So that lets you know you can be they want to be they had of the other. I'm just saying because you.
But that's something else, though. It's not a lion or a tiger, right?
Yes, it is. It's a liger.
I think they're sterile too.
That's not. Yeah, but that's not a lion or a tiger, though.
Well, they actually it has been a couple of ligers born in, of course, captivity because they don't live in real life. Well, they don't live in wildlife. My bad, as in real life. They don't live in the wild.
I think the only places tigers and lions ever would meet would probably be in India somewhere, Iran.
Yeah, in India in the Gulf forest.
And so, like I said, you know what I'm saying, there's something different, you know what I'm saying? Even if you say they're not sterile, it's because there's something different, because when you mix, even though they're in the cat family, you know how like a wolf, a wolf and a fox can't have a kid, right? Or offspring or whatever you call it. You know?
Yes, they can.
Or it was a fox and it was a wolf and something. I think it was something. It was a fox or something like that. I forget which one it was.
A wolf and a dog. A wolf and a domesticated dog can have puppies.
Yeah, but it was a.
Puppies can have puppies.
No, but I think it was a fox though. It was a fox though. Like not a certain kind of dog. They're in the dog family, but they can't have kids. But a wolf and a pit bull and Chihuahua is two different kind of dogs, but they can have offspring. They can breed them.
I don't think I like to see a dog looking like that. Between those two.
Well, they can though. They actually do crazy stuff like that though.
And I hope the Chihuahua is a boy.
Yeah, but
I'm sure if you look on the internet, you can find one though.
Hey, Forecast.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm jumping off. Okay, so listen, it's really good to hear y'all. And honestly, like, if you ever want to do something on like people's health and things like that, what we need to do too, like, let me know. And I just hang on a second though. So I know I've missed a lot of your lives. I don't know if you guys did the meetups. I'm so interested in all that stuff, man. I have to get my business, up and running, man. Like I have to hustle. It's a lot of things. So I don't want you to take offense if I don't come on and and chit chat with you guys. But I just want you guys to know, I don't know. Unity. Go ahead.
Hey, Bawana in the chat, he asked, "Does your wife, your ex?"
My ex.
Yeah,
I'm not married.
Right. Your ex cook Haitian food.
No, no. But I do though.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. But yeah, I just
Do you
No,
get the Haitian? Do you get the new? Do you know how to make the New Year soup?
Soup jomu. I mean, like,
I don't know what the hell it's called. The New Year soup.
yeah, that's why I'm telling you what it's called, brother. But no, like, no, I mean, like, I can do it, but I don't know how to. I don't know how. What what are the ingredients and stuff like that? I can tell. I mean, I just not
So
really, but I
you
can
can
do it.
do it, but you don't know how. You need to learn.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
There's no need of having no Haitian friend if they don't know how to make the soup. I'm just gonna be honest. There's no need for Haitian friend if they don't know how to make the Haitian
Oh
New Year
man.
soup.
Hey, listen, my brothers and sisters, whomever that's listening, listen, take care of ourselves, okay? And focus, keep doing what you're doing. And Brother Bakari, again, and focus, and you guys, like, don't take offense if I don't come on and like you guys' video. That means I'm doing other things, and I miss you guys. You guys take care, okay?
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, it's all good, Pledge. Appreciate you.
All right.
Thanks
Do they
for
have beef patties in Haitian cuisine? Because I know the Caribbean, a lot of different ones. They have those
Man,
empanadas, beef patties.
whatever. Listen.
Yeah,
We can listen. We have
let
fish.
let the maker.
We have plantain. We have like all. We just don't have the jerk chicken like the Jamaicans. We've got right now. I'm boiling some like red beans right now. I'm about to slap some rice in there. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
You cook crepes.
Oh no. Oh my God, man. Bro, I'm trying to bounce out of here. Listen, let's talk again sometime, okay, guys? You guys take care, okay?
All right, peace, bro. Yeah, we got to go. I just want to finish cutting Bukhari and
All right,
Buwana
thank
and
you.
And the rest of them. I got you, Black Maggers, because they keep trying. It's like y'all keep bringing up this hate word, and I think that's really because it's the hatred that you got for yourselves, and y'all talking about La Raza at this point. You know what I'm saying? Look,
Started when she won the Miss Black University of Texas beauty pageant. That's the good news.
Here at the University of Texas.
Thought was, wow, win the title, and then the next minute.
All right, so I'm gonna even skip this one because look, Bukhari, a Latino crown, HBCU queen. Is that a queen of the HBCU, Bukhari?
Oh shit!
Ain't that something?
Gotta stop donating. Gotta stop donating.
No, I didn't say nothing about that. But what I'm saying is, like, look, man, Bukhari, this is issues you got to clean up, though. You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing?
I don't have an issue with that. You know. I'm gonna say it like this. I might have an issue with, but you shouldn't have an issue with it, forecast.
Why?
You don't like HBC.
Who said I ain't like it? Hey, you know what you missed, though, Bukhari? You know what you missed? You know what you missed?
No,
you saw. No, listen, hold on. I says, yo, you saw that thing with E40?
He gave some money to Grambling.
Yeah, you missed it. It was like a couple days. It was like a couple joints ago. I showed.
Yeah,
I
saw what he donated. I saw what he donated to Grambling.
But you missed that joint.
I don't know if he went to Grambling or not. I think he went to school down south.
Yeah, he went
because he went to school in music. Because he went to school for music. So when he started producing and doing all that, that's literally what he went to school for. He was in the band.
Well, his music was corny, but his business acumen ain't bad.
I don't know if it was Grambling or not, but I do know he did go to school down south in the band.
Yeah, he went to Grambling. Or he went to HBCU. I know that. I think it was Grambling because I showed it. But anyway, Bukhari, it did say Latino. Well, I guess you do give her a pass because that's a mixed group of people too. So we do give them a pass. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give anyone a pass.
Man.
Didn't you just say you were okay with that?
Because I know what I said was he should be because he don't like HBCUs. I ain't say I'm okay with it.
So who said I ain't like HBCUs? I wouldn't be talking about it if I ain't like them. I'm like, yo, we need to get these HBCUs together, like so we can have them.
You say you don't like. See what the
no, I don't like. I don't like Latino women being crowned Miss Black women and stuff like this.
So you know, so guess what? That's the students at Coppin State that voted for her. That's who voted for it. The school don't. The school don't. The school. The school don't.
It ain't like the president of the school go out and find somebody and say, no, that the students vote.
I wonder why, because everybody's sitting here talking about the mulattoes ain't so bad. They have black. I'd be like, well, can they be, are they black? They have black. Like, that's why, of course they were going to say, you would have probably voted for it too, but all the black women on campus, well, she got black in her, and you're going to make all these excuses that y'all been making this whole night. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Forecast, go back to that video you were playing right before this one, before you got to this page.
Her?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if her name was Maria Rodriguez?
She'd be a Hispanic.
Right. But she would look like one too, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
That's my point. Mixed. And now if her name was whatever her name, Samshi Patel, she could look like a Pakistani, right?
Her name is Rachel Maloneson, whatever. Rachel Maloneson.
See, all this biracial stuff, calling people biracial is crazy.
Huh?
Show the girl. Show the girl. Is that the girl that won? Because I seen it. I don't remember what she looked like, but
her. This girl.
Because Norma X says she looked black to him.
This girl looks black. Right here. She on the screen now.
No. Oh, I don't think that's who he was looking at when he said that.
I think this is all the pictures of her.
And by the way, I did find a Chihuahua pit bull mix too. By the way, I knew they existed.
That's a funny looking dog. Is it a funny looking dog?
Yeah.
Hey, what do they call?
I ain't get the name, but
they're not called Chihuahua.
They just call them a mix. Chihuahua pit bull mix.
They just call them a mix, huh?
Oh, okay.
See,
I fell for your trap. Okay.
Bukari, do they call them why they didn't call them a Rottweiler, Bukari?
Because it ain't no Rottweiler. It's mixed, just like a lab in a pit. It's mixed.
They got Rottweiler.
Just like a band. You know what a band dog is?
Nope.
No.
A band dog is a mix. Is a mix. It's a pit bull. Original band dog was pit bull mixed with a Neapolitan Mastiff. Then the band dog became anything that was any Mastiff mixed with pit bull. But then once they started doing that, they got to a point where they just started breeding band dogs to back to band dogs, and then it became an official breed. Band dogs been around a while. They kind of some good dogs, I guess. They're good guard dogs. They better guard dog than a pit. Or anything is a better guard dog than a pit bull shit.
Well, look, I wasn't gonna play some more biracial stuff, but I'm gonna stop there, y'all, because I'm gonna end on some positive stuff. So if y'all want to give y'all, I don't know if y'all want to come on here or not. You know what I'm saying? When I show some positive stuff, but I gotta show positive stuff before I get out of here. But y'all can say what y'all want to say now. You know what I'm saying? What up, Shanique?
Yeah, I mean, this mixed stuff, man, it's always complex. And since they don't all look alike, they don't all come from the same lineage, you just can't really judge them all the same. Unfortunately, you gotta go by a lot of their actions. And again, that depends on who their parents are, where they grew up, how much money they have. Because a lot of the mixed, the richer ones tend to shy away from blackness, and the males in particular. Again, when I was looking at those old Ebony and Jet magazines, I was actually shocked to see from the 1950s and 60s just how white looking most of the black people were in Ebony magazine. I said, damn. I said, when we hear about the 50s and 60s, we hear about civil rights and blacks being terrorized, but this is a magazine that was marketed towards blacks. And it looks like blacks were living, maybe it was for a certain demographic of blacks who were living the suburban middle class lifestyle, because everything was advertising drinks, hair straighteners, fine clothing, nice cars, nice homes. I didn't see nothing hood, nothing ghetto. about, except when people are victims of racism. And that's shocking. I'm glad they made those issues online too, so you could look and see all these things. But looking at that, I'm like, that's pretty weird. Very weird. Oh no, I was looking for a particular article on Sam Cooke or Malcolm X's death and seeing how they covered it back then.
Yeah, you know, Ebony Magazine actually used to be an actual official kind of like thing. You know, they actually used to talk about real stuff back then.
Well, I couldn't find it back then. That's why I was looking. I was like, damn, man, I wonder if they're affiliated with Life Magazine, because I noticed that the cover, the way it's set up, both of them look alike.
So, Alquan, let me ask you this one last thing, right? So, what does it take, because obviously your criteria is not at having two black parents. So, what does it take for a mulatto person to be determined black? Like, they just gotta, you know, come into the black community, hold their fists up, like smile, date a black woman. What they gotta do to be black?
Unfortunately, most of them end up black unless they try to escape it by circumstance of white people telling them that they can't be white. And you hear that a lot from them, and they're really disappointed in that. So,
But that don't make sense though, because a lot of them say Obama, you can't be white, so he'd be like, "Yo, I'm black," but you wouldn't say he's black. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, that's
like because I think that y'all is going by who y'all like and who y'all don't like, as opposed to like the actual facts of like just when two people have sex, you have DNA from both of them, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all try to excuse one half of their actual DNA, which you could be cool. Nobody said you can't be cool, but
let me explain where I'm coming from, because it's complex, though. This is what I do when I speak to Renee Psychopathia on this issue. And I try to bring up the Lena Horns, Adam Clayton Powell Jr.'s, and a whole bunch of other whiter-looking black people with two black parents. And a lot of these people with two black parents are whiter than the mulatto. They're actually more
Adam
than
Clayton Powell.
Yeah, they're more than 50% white.
He said he had two black parents,
right?
Or two mulatto parents.
Well, that's the thing. Whether
and
or
then
not
he came out lighter and lighter and lighter. So that's what I'm trying to figure out what the line is. That's what I'm trying to figure. I know what my line is.
But that's the thing. See, historically, the white man drew the line. So,
okay, y'all. So we can go home. The white man and told us what to do, y'all. So we good, y'all.
But I'm saying it's hard to undo that, because historically, those whiter looking black people are called white. But of course, if they're in Africa, North Africa, then all of a sudden they're no part black. That's the hypocrisy of the white man's lies. Like, I was just looking up the Haile Selassie, looking up some color pictures of him. I mean, you can't. I mean, he got some African activity, but the overwhelming part of him are features and characteristics that most of you Pan-African types would say are not African, right?
Are mixed? I don't know.
Wrong.
I say black.
Wrong.
Oh, you say wrong? Oh, you say no?
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
I said you're wrong. Pan Africans wouldn't just say Haile Selassie is white. Man, why do y'all be making up stuff?
Oh, they would say that?
I say they wouldn't say that.
Oh, so they would say his appearance is African in appearance.
Yeah, they say he's black. Yes.
Okay, well, see, I had a discussion about this with a Hotep guy, and I said that.
What's a Hotep guy? See, ain't nobody on here trying to disrespect no Chippewas and all that bullshit.
Oh, no,
go
listen,
ahead.
Listen, no,
Don't be trying to be unrespectful.
No, listen, he's a guy who doesn't claim to be Pan-Africanist, but he's into Kemet. That's why I call him a Hotep. So I told him that Haile Selassie looks just like Osama bin Laden. And he tried to say bin Laden. Matter of fact, I even said bin Laden looks blacker than Haile Selassie. But he told me That's not the case, because his reasoning is Haile Selassie was a leader in an African country, and bin Laden is from Arabia. That doesn't compute. You can look at both of them; they look alike. Same, they must come from the same people. But bin Laden is a little bit blacker. But they see, that's the thing. That's why when we have these discussions, you have people who say, well, if somebody's from country A, B, or C, that is outside of Africa, they can't be black. But if they're in Africa, they can be black, even if they don't look like it.
Well, Alquan, I'm glad you finally took my thing about using, like, especially East African. You know what I'm saying? That's harder than East Indian. But it's still,
matter of fact, that's funny
still
though. East Indians are blacker than Haile Selassie.
but then you could tell that. But you know what I'm saying? You would like he's blacker than the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because of why? Because of his hair and stuff like that, right?
The hair.
But
actually,
that's I don't want to get caught up on that either, though.
What's going on?
I'm gonna let Shanique come on here for a minute. Yo, I gotta let. I'm gonna let Shanique. Yo, Bakar, you gotta go. I'm gonna let.
Okay, she got off.
Hey, Bakar.
She can speak.
Okay, yeah.
No,
I wanted to ask
saw
you.
her pop up. She could have spoke.
Okay, yeah. It said device is not connected. Then she went off. I don't think she went.
Well, go ahead, ask me the question then.
Okay, so what's it gonna take to get you to stop subscribing to the one drop rule?
I don't, man. Focus. You have conversations with yourself. I don't subscribe to the one drop rule.
All right, so what do it take to for a mixed person to be able to come and be on your team? For you to consider them black?
Oh, I don't ever consider them black. They won't ever be black because it takes two black people to make a black child.
So why are you talking about we were so hard on the brothers on the last time? Because that's the only thing I said.
No, the brother just said I'm mulatto. He came on and
I'm sorry, not brother, the mixed person.
You asked me. Let me answer the question. He came on and said he was mulatto. Then he said, but my focus is black people. Because if he got some black in him and his focus is black people, why can't that be his focus? Like, why we want to tell him, no. I'm just saying, I don't think a mulatto should lead a black group.
Well, who told
and
him
it's just
no?
that simple.
Well, we didn't tell him no. We just said you're not black. I think he was like, because when he was like, yo, he was like, oh, I'm mixed, but I'm black. You know what I'm saying? We was like, well, and even whatchamacallit was like, well, I get it. You could be like black on your day you die, but I'm like, even then, you know, you still kind of mixed. You know what I'm saying? There's no hatred on it. You know what I'm saying? There's no disrespect. It's just like you got to start drawing the line somewhere because, like, we get infiltrated mad easily.
Oh no, he can't ever be black. He's mixed. Two black parents.
That's it. But
two black parents.
But why is that?
I'm gonna tell you again. I tell mine. Oh man, it's not the fact that it's hatred. That's good conversation when you use the word hatred. But I told you again. I tell my grandkids they ain't black because they ain't black. They can't be black. You mix. It's impossible. That's just a fact. Can't no white woman. I'll never give no white woman the power. No other woman can have the power to give birth to a black child. No other man had the power to make a black child. That's a black man in a black woman job. You won't black. And I love my grandkid, but I told my son, man, you wanted your kids to be black. You should have been with a black woman. You got two black kids, but these two ain't. He got 4 kids.
So it takes two black parents to make a black kid, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what about your man Psycho, where he's and Renee when they say they accept one black parent and a mulatto making a baby, and they call that baby black? Now what?
Because eventually you can breed the white out.
Can you?
Yeah, because that's what they did. Better the race. Look what happened over in Tasmania. Look over there in Tasmania. Yeah, they just bred out the black. Just continue, and they bred out the black folks. Kill the men, keep raping the women, keep raping. Yeah, you can breed it out.
I don't know if you had I forgot the name of that spaghetti sauce that they had, but here in New York they had a commercial years ago. I forgot the name of that spaghetti sauce, but people listening they might know. The slogan went, "If it's in there, it's in there."
But Alquan, that's like saying, okay, yeah, go ahead, Shanique.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe that was it.
But yeah, but hardcore, because you saying Patrick Mahomes, like, because he bred with a white person, so his daughter would be black too, right?
Yeah, I looked at his kids. Yeah.
Would you say white? Would you say that person is white?
Yeah.
So okay, so you can fathom that when it comes to the white side, but somehow it's infathomable when it comes to the black side.
No, I'm saying because blonde hair, you know how that goes. That's a characteristic.
What's up, Shanique?
Hey, wow, this discussion is so, it's thick. This is the thing. Phenotypes are what were the judge characteristics for white people over what is black. But when you have people looking at just your features, then it can be deceptive. You had people passing for a reason, but the fact that you could have people who give off the energy of being more for a black cause than people who look black, because you do have that occur, tells you that there's a problem with going by that. So then I have to go by something else to determine what it is to be black. And the truth of the matter is, it's as simple as genetics. You can't, just like you brought up the discussion about the dogs that are mixed, you have a weird Chihuahua with some other mix, sounds crazy. But the idea of having those two dogs breed, it's not a pure anything. It's not a Chihuahua. It's not whatever the other mix is. It's a combination. It's a new thing. And so I don't want to go back to scripture, but bring it to biblical things. But the Bible calls them strange children, right? Because they're something else. And that's not to diminish them. They're just something else, but they're not black. I don't care if it's the father that's black or the mother that's black. Like Bakari said, if you have two black parents, that's how you have a black child. Simple.
Hey, Shanique, ain't like Amalek is like black or something like that, right?
You got me.
Asian, I mean, Amalek.
I don't know. They discussed it like Amalek, that there's something else. But when my husband said that they were the Jews or they were German.
Oh, what was that? What was the Asians?
The Asians supposed to be Moabites. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
But
but what was what would happen if Israelite messed with a Moabite? By the way, Bakari, which one do y'all love again? The Korean, not Korean. Which one, Bakari?
They love what?
No,
I must have missed that section of the show.
One of them.
No idea what you're talking
One of them.
about.
Y'all make excuses for. Y'all make excuses for one of them. Filipino, yeah, because they be like Filipino is the black of the Asian, but they are Moabite too, right? What happens when you mess with the Moabite?
Wouldn't they be? I mean, they're not supposed to be accepted as a congregation. My focus tends to be on the fact that I only worry about what Israel is. Like everything else is other nations. That's for them to think about. They got to worry about their stuff.
Facts. Yo, it's only for Israel, Bakari. Yo, I only come for Israel, you know what I'm saying? And I'm only for Israel, you know what I'm saying? That's what they say, Bakari. And I don't accept other people that come in.
But if you look at those Israelites, are they all mixed?
The Israelites?
Yeah.
Not the ones that I come to save. I come to save Israel. You're not supposed to mix.
That's funny though.
But then they turn around and say the Gentiles can be saved too. So
no. It don't say the Gentiles can be
that
saved.
is what it says. That's what it says. See?
I'm sorry. My phone gave me some issues. My phone tells me to go to bed at a certain time, so it put on some music. I didn't hear anything.
Oh yeah, we gotta go. Yeah, but
I was saying, aren't the Israelites mixed according to the Hebrew Israelites?
Are the Israelites mixed?
No, they're not.
No, Israel's supposed to be pure. Israel's supposed to be Israel, just Israel. Now, did some of our brothers find themselves doing things that the scriptures and the Most High said they shouldn't? Well, that's like already said.
They just start.
Still seems to be an issue.
Why you're in trouble
Hey,
now.
Shanique,
That's why we're in trouble now.
Hey,
They say
Shanique,
you are what your father is, right?
no, but Shanique, we got cursed because the father started seeing them white girls in them caves, right? And then
Well,
you
you know what? He said flat out they're not supposed to mix with the other nations because they will pull them away from serving him. But then you also have to take into account when it talks about what the father is, that's because we have 12 tribes. So how do you determine if you're from Israel, Judah, or if you're from Issachar? You have to decide by the fact of who the father is, but it's not non-Israel. It's not, oh, we go find someone who isn't actual black Hebrew. No,
Well, that's what the Hebrew Israelites do.
a lot of them say that, but not all of them.
They go and get their so-called Latino woman, any type, and say, "Hey, man, that's an Israelite."
Yeah, they gotta take that up with the Most High.
Or they get the white boy Coxajar who say his great granddaddy is black.
Y'all do the same thing. Y'all do the same thing because he's in the black culture. He smiles in black people's faces. They the N-word bad. Y'all do the same. Y'all been doing the same thing.
Who is y'all?
You just said.
Please stop having forecast. Stop having conversations with yourself, including me.
I was hard on the brother Dwayne. You know what I'm saying? So you doing the same thing. And hardcore,
No.
you always say that they black.
Stop having conversations with yourself, including me in them conversations of forecast.
Yeah, Shanique, you heard him taking up for them all the time, right? That's what I'm trying to say. You do the same thing, Bukhari.
I didn't take up for anyone.
You can only come from Israel. I only come to save the people of Israel, Bukhari. I'm sorry. And you're not supposed to be mixing with people otherwise.
So what if you ain't come to save me? What if I ain't Israel?
Huh? You is Israel.
But I'm not Israel.
That's okay, y'all.
Well, people say that all the time.
Y'all got my husband wanting to talk now.
I'm sorry. My bad. We gotta go. I ain't even mean to go this way, but
sorry.
Let him go. Let him go.
Let
him speak before you get off.
Yeah, let him go.
Hey guys, I just want to say something. You know, when the slave ships first left West Africa, went into South America, Brazil, Venezuela, and those were Negro people. Those were Semitic black people, Negro, which is different than Semitic people. But notice how Brazil and Venezuela look different. So when Hugo Chavez gave a speech, he says basically that Europe is their mother, Africa is their mother. And he, out of his own mouth, he says, we are a new species. So we cannot call them Israelites. We can't even call them Europeans. They are something new. That's why the Bible says, do not mix. It says it, and that's the reason we're in big trouble because of that. We're not supposed to mix. Because we're supposed to be in the court, and the strange children, well, they could be there, but they're on the outer court. If when you went to the scripture.
Hey,
you know what's funny though? Israelites admit that when pressed on it, they admit that, okay, well, we came from Israel, then we went to Africa, then we mixed in with the Africans, but we kept Israelite ways, and then we got shipped over here. We're Israelites, but we look African. But if you mix with them, you have to be them.
You see, that's the thing. We have a history of mixing with Canaanite, which is Hamitic people. We have a history of doing that. It was allowed, but for the most part, because you remember when Moses actually married a Canaanite woman, and I believe with Joseph, one of the tribes actually have from Egypt, Egyptian mother. But that's when it goes back to what you're saying about the father. But then you gotta realize if you go 4 generations down, and you basically whiting out, you're not what your father was. You're not your grandfather. You're not your great grandfather. So as you go down the line, you definitely are a different species. So what we're doing is basically complicating things when we do start to mix. And yeah, it's biblical.
Hey, Everett, don't worry about it, because Bakari and Alquan, they love the Edomites and they want to make their child.
But check this out. When you come across what's that guy? What's that guy? Doggy Diamonds type of guy.
Doggy Diamonds was pick this one.
Oh my God.
Now, what would you say about a guy like that? Because you can't tell him not to mix, because obviously something went on.
That's the thing. When the dust settles, a man gonna do what he want to do. That's been if you know another account in the Bible, was it Balak and Balaam, and it was like curse these people, and Most High was like, no, you cannot curse these people. But then Balak told Balaam, listen, if you get foreign women around them, that's their weakness. They end up cursing themselves. See, foreign women always been the weakness of Israelite men. Trust me, King Solomon had quite a few foreign women. And that's why we're in this trouble to this day, because that's when the kingdom split. So always been an issue, but it's something that we have to work out.
But see, I noticed that you dismissed the African mixing, because after 400 or
we black
many years, it's something, because it can't be the same anymore. It got to be majority African now.
No, see,
I won't say majority, because you got to believe people still kept the culture. You had always people do what they want to do, but you have some people that did not mix. You know, they really kept their culture. When you look at the Shanti tribe. But if you're looking at the Shanti tribe, and you look at the Lemba tribe, and you're looking at the Bantu tribe, those people been kept their culture. So of course you're gonna have some children, I'm gonna do what I want to do. But you're gonna have people that do what their parents, listen, you're gonna marry an Israelite woman, you're gonna marry someone from your tribe.
Hey, Everett, don't worry about it. But him and Bakari, the reason why we curse now, you know what I'm saying?
I see.
Yo, Bakari, you hear that, Bakari?
What about those white, bright Puerto Ricans and Cubans? Now, how they're Israel?
Yeah, see, that's why I can't even rock with. I can't even. They're not in the tribe of Israel, but they can. That's no disrespect.
Nobody got nothing to say on that.
I do not think that falls into it. No, I'm sorry. No, I don't think that they are actual Israel. I don't think that. But you have people doing a lot of things. This is no different than what happened in the past. There's a lot of things that people do because they want to do it. And that they have to take up with the Father, because he doesn't mince words in his scripture when he says don't mix. And it's not as complicated as we would like to make it if we simply do not mix. That's it.
But why do he put people in a position to?
So let me ask you a question.
Because you have to use discernment and follow what the law, statutes, and commandments say. I had no issue.
Let Bakari ask the question. Go ahead, Bakari.
So did those Israelite women who been with me, did they curse y'all? They part of the reason y'all curse? Because I ain't.
You Israel, Bakari. You Israel.
You a Gentile, Bakari. Bakari, you a Gentile. You can have Israel who don't practice Israel rules and don't do what they're supposed to. But genetics, this is not about culture so much as it's about blood. So you can culturally observe, but your blood is what it is. You don't get to pick that. I didn't get to pick to be blessed by the Most High and to be Israel. That's not something I chose. He gave it to me.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is, I know, seriously, I really know that I wouldn't be considered Israel. I'm a what y'all would call a Hamite.
You a Hamite?
I just know that.
You know it in your spirit.
No, it's in the spirit. I know it's in my DNA. I know I put my DNA.
You better believe it was the Hamites that sold us into slavery.
All right, we're not going into that.
They told me too.
All right, because that's a whole nother thing. I didn't mean to even feed into it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, even get conversation. Ain't nobody getting mad. Ain't nobody.
I know, but I gotta go. I know.
I also wonder why the Hebrews don't consider the Ethiopians to be true Jews. That's what I don't understand either.
The Ethiopians to be the true Jews?
Yeah, since they're Semites, they're Semitics.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that one.
No answer for that, huh?
Yeah, I don't know that one. But all right. So, like I said, man, I've come for the people of Israel. Bakari is Israel, whether he likes it or not, you know what I'm saying? And I come for only the Israel. You're not supposed to be mixed. That's why they don't want to be a part of it, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to be mixed.
But he say the Gentile forecast. You got to know the whole book. You can't know a piece of the book.
No, the whole world is only the Israelites, bro.
There are many worlds.
There's only one world, our world.
But I mean, I got to stop dealing with y'all. I got to stop dealing with y'all cursed people forecast.
Yo, but as long as you keep accepting everybody in your cookouts is gonna be cursed.
But they
no matter what
ain't cursed. Obviously, they ain't cursed.
The Hamites got killed. That's the thing, and I don't want to bring this up. It was all black people that got killed, even though it was white people that killed Jesus. Only black people was getting killed in the book, and in that book, But anyway, man, we got to get up out of here. So y'all say your last things, because I still wanted to say something positive, but I probably can't at this point.
Technically, I already said what I had to say before it extended, so I'll let my man Everett take.
Hey, sorry about that. My wife's phone had went down, but you know what? Bottom line, when you look at what the Most High, when He made His apple of His eye, just let's face it. If you have a child and he's running with his friends, and they get into trouble, you're going to punish your children. You're not going to punish the other children. So they might prosper, they might get away with a whole lot of stuff, but then what you have in store for your child, is the inheritance. Something great is about to happen for us. But when you start talking about Semitic and Hamitic, that's a thin line, because Hamitics always did mix in with Israel, but it wasn't the norm. It's just, I don't know if you know, but as far as with who was Moses, and he had a Canaanite wife, and his sister and everyone literally was protesting against it. And then that's when, check this out, that's when she ended up getting leprosy, and because that was a punishment. So the Most High allowed that. Don't say He allowed that, but He might allow certain things, but there's still laws and commandments that Israel is supposed to keep. So He might allow something, because it's such a big gray area. But outside of the gray area, what He allows and don't allow, we still have, as a people, a code, a law, statutes, and commandments. And part of the code is, if you go outside of Israel, they're called strange kids. That's what they call them. They're strange. And a lot of times that strange child, they're not going to show allegiance to Israel. Say if the child, the father is from another nation. A lot of times they show. Matter of fact, it's going on in Africa right now with the Chinese, and they're impregnating all these African women, and they saying that these kids ultimately going to have allegiance to China, which that's probably true. That's probably that from my understanding, that's the plan. So a place to have all these resources, and everything from Colton, you name it is there. China's trying to stay claim to it. So you're gonna try to stay claim to it. Where you go in there, you ain't gonna bring your military in there right now, even though they can if you think about it. But yeah, that's one way of doing it. But bottom line is, we got to stick together. When we talking about code, I really believe our code is going to be a biblical base, so we could be on one accord, and then hopefully, in due time, we get what's due to us, our inheritance. And that's all I have to say, guys.
All right, yo, peace, my brother. I appreciate it. Now, Bakari, I cut you off, Bakari, on your closing statement, but I will say though, Bakari, even in the scriptures and the new scriptures, you know what I'm saying, you're not supposed to mix, Bakari, because in the new scriptures you can't mix either. So I'll let you close out, Bakari.
Hey, you know what? I ain't never read that in the scripture. My mom and daddy told me. I ain't need the book. I ain't need the book. I'm just being honest. My mom and daddy told me from the time when I was little.
It's time.
If she ain't black.
It's
if
time.
She ain't black, don't bring her to my house. If she ain't black, don't bring her to my house. If she ain't black, don't bring her here. Stay where you at. So when I was stationed in Korea, I called my mom. I told my friends, I said, watch this. I'm gonna crack a joke with my mom. I said, Mama, I'm finna get married. I'm marrying this Korean woman, and she pregnant with my baby. My mama said, my friends was listening because they didn't believe me. My mama said, that's good for you. But when you come home, leave that Korean woman and Korean baby where that. Don't bring it in. she said, don't bring that Korean woman, that Korean baby here. Leave them in Korea, but you come home and visit because we miss you. But ain't nobody, so I had to read the book was, I guess, if they got it from the book, but I don't know. My pops, my mom, it was just like, if they ain't black, don't bring them here.
Hey,
I ain't never had to read
hey,
the book.
that's why I be hard on you with the Filipinos now, Bukari.
How are you hard on me with the Filipinos? Because I say Asians call Filipinos the N words of Asia. I say that's what Asians call them, and that's what they call them. So how is that hard on me? Because that's what they're called by other Asians. I don't get it. I didn't say it. Their own people said it.
I was just messing with you, Bukari.
They have nothing to do. I told y'all, forecast be having conversation with himself and be putting me in them.
Nah, you didn't. You didn't put your cape on for them too. So.
Oh Lord, at the forecast. Look, Everett and Shanique.
Bakari, what was the first thing you said when we came? Oh, y'all was so hard on that other dude. Come on, Bakari. I'm like, not you, Bakari. What?
I said I thought, because y'all act like y'all wouldn't even. The dude said,
I ain't know if it was
the dude
Bakari.
said I'm mixed. The dude said I'm mixed, but I work for black people. My whole mission is to help black people. We should come together as a people. And that was rejected. Him saying he want to do something for black people. It's like he half black, and if that's his focus is black people, like why is that rejected?
Man, I ain't know if I was talking to Bakari, Hardcore, or First Rifleman when you were saying that stuff, Bakari. I'm like, what?
But I just asked
I thought Bakari
why
be on my side.
Is that rejected?
Because you talking about y'all
but he
hard
ain't.
on him.
I don't call him black, but I'm just saying. But why is that rejected? That's all I'm saying. He half black, and he said his focus is black people. I was just wondering why is that rejected?
Who said we just said he's not black, and then it came to hatred and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, he's just not black. What do you want me to do?
He is not black. He is not black. He's black man, black woman, black child. Black man, white woman, mixed child.
That's it.
White, black woman, Chinese man, mixed child.
That's the only thing.
Black men got stuff. That's how I see it, and that's how I get down.
Yeah, facts. Hey, Bakari, yeah, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, finish.
No, I mean, you good. You good. Hey, hey, hardcore. I'm gonna say this. Then I'm gonna listen. Hardcore. The word in these chat streets is you fiending to have a white baby mama.
Hey, y'all.
That's the word. That's the word in the chat.
You know, y'all all actually upheld my theory though, Bakari. Like everybody who caped for it had some kind of something that had to do with it, and any of us who don't have nothing to do with it, we just talk about actual reality. Mulattoes.
But who did I cape for?
Mulattoes. Because
how
I
did I cape for
understand.
mulattoes?
Because I understand it's like personal with people. You know what I'm saying? Like like
no, but how did I cape for mulattoes?
Y'all kind of making all kind of excuses. Now that's what made me Bawana. I don't know. We got to check who we dating. You know what I'm saying? Or something, man. Somebody might got to spy on Bawana to see if he got a white girl over there.
But you didn't answer the question. You just keep not. How did I cape for mulattoes?
The first thing you said, you wasn't so hard on him when you came on here, and
I already
explained
that. You got to say something else. How did I cape? How did I cape for mulattoes? And I just told you why I said
it. You talked for like an hour, well, there's some good, as long as they look like they for us and they do all this. Well, Sean King, he do all the same things, but you wouldn't call him whatever. You know what I'm saying? He does all of these things. And you can't be like, because he be scamming, because Tyreek is like y'all do say that about him, but you will say he black. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
That's
I
all
say,
I'm saying.
who do I say is black? Who do I say is black?
Tariq Nasheed is black.
Yeah, he is black, and
Right.
he be
That's what
scamming.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And
You
I say
can't
the
say
same thing,
Sean
and I
King
and I
isn't,
say and I say the same thing about Sean King.
but
So what
is
are
he
you talking
black?
about? Forecast. I'm gonna tell you again. This is my last. Stop having conversations with yourself, putting me in it.
Bukhari, you've been
Cause you
caping for
live.
them all night, Bukhari. Because you like, oh, you so hard on them, and I don't understand why. That's all I'm saying, man.
Oh my goodness. Forecast. Stop having those conversations with yourself, man.
Bukhari, yo, I gotta show something. Y'all supposed to have the sister to come on here. She gonna come on here Monday at like 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to show business stuff, but y'all came on here and I had to. Yeah, I even had to pull it out the why the bro y'all excluding their halves and you and Buwana on here agreeing and you ain't even say nothing with Buwana talking about like Meghan Markle and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, he didn't say Meghan
Yes, I
Markle,
did.
but
Why do you be forecast? Why do you be making stuff up?
no, he didn't say a black woman and a white dude to have a black child. Right?
I said I don't agree with that.
He said that. Well, y'all was sitting there. You ain't say nothing. Y'all was sitting there agreeing, trying to find a way to invite them to your cookout or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I be talking about this cookout. But anyway, man, yo, the sister is supposed to come on. Well, you want to say something, Bukhari?
Nah, go ahead, man, because I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You done kept me on. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to take my daughter away.
Bukhari still up in the chat. Well, it is what it is, Buwana. You know what I'm saying? I gotta call y'all out when y'all be slipping sometimes. Cause I never heard y'all didn't cape for no black person, but y'all black people sure will cape for them non-black people. I tell you what, Lord have mercy. Shanique had to come bring the scriptures out on Bukhari and all that, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so the sister's supposed to be there, you know what I'm saying? This was what I was supposed to show, right? The sister coming and she gonna talk about business, right? So yeah, is grants and stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to know that it's business grants. So we're gonna talk about this stuff on another time, But this is one 10K grant for like February, I guess, for like supposedly for black owned businesses, you know what I'm saying? So I was gonna put some websites and I'm gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? So the sister is coming on whatchamacallit. So we're gonna talk about that, you know what I'm saying? Along with all the other things. So yeah, I definitely want to shout out everybody that came on here. I appreciate y'all for coming on here. And again, you know what I'm saying? I apologize, you know what I'm saying? I did not mean to hurt anybody's feelings or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry that mulatto people are not black, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing I can do. If you want to have black kids, you know what I'm saying, find another black person, Bukhari, you know what I'm saying, and stop making excuses. So, all right, man. So
now, why would you do that to have people thinking I got mixed kids? Don't do that.
no, I'm talking about making. No, I never said you got mixed kids. I'm saying you got to make excuses.
What you said was you said if you want black kids, go find you another black. That's what you said. I'm like, all my kids. I've never dated them but black women.
No, I didn't mean. Okay, my bad. I didn't mean it that way. I just meant
don't
you.
do that.
No, I meant you making excuses for it. That's what I meant. I didn't mean
No,
you.
I'm not.
Yeah, my bad. I meant you just make excuses why they can
What?
be
Stop
cool
having
and
some
still
conversation with yourself.
Come on, Bukhari. All right, man. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here, man. And I'm gonna talk about these grants and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look that stuff up because it's like limited time stuff for the black businesses. And the sister, Bukhari, she got a truck company, truck driving school, you know what I'm saying, company, Bukhari. So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you come check that joint out, Bukhari. But all right, y'all. So shouts out to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Considering. I'm my ex here the whole time. It was supposed to be for like no more than 2 hours, but it is what it is. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.